we are live.
Hey guys.
And in person. Hello everybody, how you doing?
Did you unmute it?
I think I did, yep.
Awesome.
First of all, our mandatory sound check. I reconfigured the mic here.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us? Both of us.
Over here on this side, can you hear me good?
What's up, Doc Holliday, Zappy, Bolzenberg, Dale Thomas, Megan, Gareth, Charlize, there's Carol
Brown.
Ever Curious, Amanda Duncan, yeah, Lala, there's Lala. Hold on, Lala, let me, we were talking about moderating earlier. There you go, Lala Gig. Thank you. Do we have Celine? There's Mike. Weren't know where you're at, Mike.
Yeah, man. You got to the party late tonight.
Yeah, man. You are late. Hey, Daniel.
How's everybody
Kit
doing?
Kat. Yes, you can hear. Everybody can hear. Sounds good. Both ears this time. Hello, Amanda Stewart.
Amanda Stewart. How you doing, girl?
Let's see.
Tanner. What's up, Bubba?
Is that Tanner Roden? Did I see Tanner fly by?
Yeah, man.
Let's see here. All right, so everybody sounds good, or we sound good, I suppose, because nobody's complaining yet.
Thank you, Carol. It's another one of the ones that my daughter made me for my birthday.
What's up, Steven, Auntie, Psychops, Daniel, let's just see here, Kit Kat, Michael, Paula Rose,
Brooklyn
Natasha,
Girl,
Jonathan Haymaker, Kyle Dubs, Lapa Dog, Stephen Hart, what's up, man? Jordan,
Master Johnny,
Clinton, Sam. All right, let's see. Before we get going, I think you wanted to say something about your channel before we get going, right?
Yeah, I did. As some of you guys know, because when we mentioned it on a video, maybe a month ago or so.
Yeah, I think it's been about 4 weeks.
I created a channel for Game of Thrones, my own channel, and I filmed a couple videos. I didn't like them. I wanted it to be more, complimentary to your channel.
Right. But it's your thing.
I don't want to be an anchor or anything to drag down what people think about your thing. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start filming a new video this week, and I'm going to start reading the damn books.
I'll be damned.
I am. It says a man's journey begins. I think
that's right.
What I'm going to start doing is maybe doing a chapter by chapter synopsis, and see what you guys think about it. And also, I wanted to throw my email address out there for any of you guys that want to reach out to me and possibly give me some ideas, some input. My email is dustonTheThrone at gmail.com.
Yeah, actually, let me grab that while you're talking about that. Let me grab your channels. People are already asking. I'll get the channel and post it in the chat here.
And a lot of people over this, I guess it's been about a year since I first came on one of your videos.
Yeah, it's been that long now. I can't. That's insane.
A lot of people want to see reaction videos of me. So there'll be some reaction videos on there as well. But I'm going to focus on reading these books and taking notes and coming back to you guys and giving you what I think about each chapter. Maybe a chapter a week, something like that. Yeah, the channel name
there's
is
a channel, Dust on the Throne.
Dust on the Throne.
And I think I've seen Lala just post that as well. So,
yeah, thanks, Carol. That's it. DustOnTheThrone at gmail.com. That's correct. So, any of you guys feel free to reach out to me, and this channel will be your channel. Help me get it started and help me move it along.
Yeah, so it's a good opportunity if you hadn't read the books at all to kind of take that journey with him.
Right.
Chapter by chapter, kind of summing up each chapter, whatever you're going to do per chapter. I think it'll be a good thing. I think it'll be awesome.
And I can't wait.
I'll be watching. And probably teaching some editing at first.
I know you will. And mostly what I did.
But that's fine.
I started reading the book, and then remember, you gave me the audio book.
Yes.
And so that's mostly what I've done is the audio book, and that's awesome. Hearing the accents and the voices.
Right. Roy DeTreese, he does a pretty good job with the books.
Does a really good job.
There's a couple voices I'm like, but it's all right. It's pretty good.
So yeah, man, a man's journey does begin, and you will get a video this week. It could be towards the end of this work week, but you'll get one, and take the journey with me. That's all I really want to say about that. I appreciate it.
Be very cool. Also, before we get started, a couple little things. First off, thank you, Amanda Stewart.
Thanks
sent us
so much.
Both more cards and more cards. Thank you, Amanda. Every holiday you don't forget one.
No,
and you get a nice letter
man.
with it. Old school handwritten letter. So thank you, Amanda. Also want to thank. Actually, let me grab my phone here. A couple new Patreons really quick.
Stuff,
Before we get started, let's see here. I apologize. I had this up, but I just stuck my phone in my pocket. Priya. I think Priya Pasram or Pasram. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. New Patreon. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Just pledged basically 10 minutes before we started, and also on Streamlabs before we even started today. I want to thank. Let me get it here to the right screen. I thought I had this up. B57. Thank you so much for the nice size donation for Con of Thrones. Really appreciate that. It helps a lot. You have no idea. So. Anyway, let's see. Yes, it was sun drop, Jason. That's what I don't know. Does James not have sun drop? I think he's got a koozie.
I'm cheating tonight.
He's got a koozie on it.
Oh Lord.
He's got something different, man. All right. Yes, thanks. So yeah, thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. I always look forward to those. Big Sensi, what's up? Somebody's lagging. Everything sound good? Look good?
No, are you lollygoo?
Oh, I thought somebody said, "Are you lagging?" I'm sorry.
What do you think about the temperature in here? You care if I step out of frame and bump that down a little bit?
No, go for it. Yeah, I did already. It's just hadn't called up yet, I think. Let's see. All right, so let's get started here. I see June Torres Jr. Thank you, June, for the super chat. Thank you guys so much. Also, before we get started, please give us a like, and if you share the live stream video that you're watching now. If you know any family and friends that would enjoy it. Let's get some people in here and hang out and get used to this schedule after the show, because we only got 5 weeks or so. Not long.
I'm getting hyped.
Not long.
You get ready to drop something else on there. You'll get them hyped up too, I believe.
Oh yeah. I did. I got a little. So yeah, I want to say that really quick too. I apologize for the lack of videos this week. We did have the podcast. The next episode 3 is out. And it's completely Game of Thrones this week because of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a kind of a huge trailer breakdown. The Side Effect podcast. That's me, Val, Tarzan from Trial by Trivia, Kevin from the Bat Production, and Rorist. And we had kind of a heated debate.
Yes, you did.
A heated debate this week over Sansa, or Sansa, however you want to pronounce it. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. So if you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out. Either on the YouTube channel, and it is available on iTunes, SoundCloud, as well as Google Play. And if you listen on Google Play, SoundCloud, any of that stuff, go ahead and get it a rate if you like it. Feel free to do that. Would appreciate it. So that is out.
I'm a podcast freak, and I'm already addicted to it.
Yeah, it is. Your phone's always full of, of podcasts. So also, what was I going to say?
Well, Wednesday you were busy too. Wasn't that Wednesday night?
Yes, yeah, we had to push it off a day and some other things, but I've been working on a little side video.
No, I'm sorry. You were saying I'm sorry for not having videos, and I was saying
yes.
Wednesday night was that Rorist?
Oh yeah, that's right. I was on Thursday. It was supposed to be Wednesday. Got moved to Thursday,
that's right. Thursday.
So yeah, on the Rorist, they got pushed off a day, and the podcast did as well. We had some things going on, but I did do a video the last few days. It took a few days.
It's badass.
And a little hype, I don't know if you guys saw the Winter is Here, teaser thing. It's something like that, but this is a little bit longer into a song I just love. And I'll look for it. I just actually uploaded it. I'll make it public, I don't know, maybe tonight or tomorrow, whatever. I can't monetize it because it is a song I had to use, but I just had no choice. I just love the song.
As you watch it, just watch how he incorporates these clips with the beat and the flow of the music.
I try to.
Awesome.
I try to. I'm not an expert by any means, but I love that type of editing. That's my favorite, to do like this cinematic style to music, and that's just fun. Anyway, so that will be out. I will publish it, maybe when we get off here tonight or something. So it'll be available, and see what you like. See if you like that. See if it gets you hyped up. All right,
Carol's taking us to bed with her. She said she's gonna watch us from bed. She's sleepy.
Yeah, we're a little late. We're a little late. But
hang out as long as you can.
We got to get used to this time, guys. Because
that's right.
The show's coming up. So anyway, sorry, June Torres Jr. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. What's up, guys? What do you guys think about the spinoffs and that the last season will be in 2019?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Exactly. Also, really quick before that, June, Muse, thank you for the donation. I don't see a question. If you have one, please type it. And also, Paula, Embers on Fire. I see another donation from Super Chat, but I don't see a question, so I'm not sure if you had one. So
thank you,
just
Muse
let
and
you
Paula.
know. And I don't know, do we have Celine here tonight grabbing question? I know Carol's in here, and Lala and some other mods, but I don't see Celine. So, yeah, if you have your question, please retype that. But yeah, as far as the spinoff, June, I think what they're saying here is in the thing about 2019, it's not confirmed necessarily that it's going to be pushed off that far.
Right.
But what they're saying is Dan and Dave have not written season 8 yet.
Which is
and that's fine. Make sure it's right. Make sure it's right. I mean, I'm sure it's just like this season. They pushed it back. You know, damn, it's been 3 months now. It's probably going to be about the same thing, or maybe a little more next year. So I would still say probably 2018. But it's a possibility. They're just saying that it may be pushed over 2019.
Yeah, as this season unfolds, they'll have plenty of time to write because, you know,
they usually, I think they take a break during the season, but then they immediately start pre-production as soon as the last episode airs.
But they have to write it.
But now they have to write it. So it's going to push it off, you know, probably, I don't know how long it takes them to write. It would be 6 episodes, maybe 7 if something happens. So hard to tell.
And as far as the spinoffs he was talking about, didn't you say? Yeah. Not necessarily saying there's going to be that many. There's going to be that many written.
Yeah, there's supposed to be 5. It's actually 5 different ones being proposed or written, as far as some scripts and stuff like that.
Cool.
But they're going to pick one. So Robert's Rebellion is off the table, as well as Dunk and Egg, because George R. Martin said that by the time we get to the end of Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring, we'll know everything about Robert's Rebellion, which I don't really buy that logic because we knew half of this before it came on in the regular show.
Yeah.
But he's going to write apparently a lot more novellas for the Dunk and Egg series that he don't want to get spoiled either.
Okay.
So it's going to be something completely different. And you know, maybe in Essos, hard to tell. It could be Dance of the Dragons. I got a feeling it's going to be Targaryen related because he loves ancient Targaryen history, and I'd love to see that. So, all right, let's see. Again, Muse and Paul, I don't see a question, but thank you so much. Jackson McGregor, super chat. I do not like the chat on the screen over Chris. Yeah, I was just trying that out. Me and Val were exchanging ideas on streams earlier today or yesterday, I guess it was. And I was showing her some things. She showed me some things, and I was just going to leave that there. It's mainly for the video when people see it after, so they can see what people are asking. That's really what it's there for. So I'll give it a shot, and if people don't like it, I'll get rid of it. But it's mainly for like the people watching when it's actually posted as a video. But thank you, Jaxie. KitKat 1432. Thank you. Love you guys from Australia. My mother's in Australia right now. She's coming home, I think, in about a week or two.
We love you too.
Q&A, what do you think about the spine on Melisandre after she revealed her true self? It looked like she had 3 spines. Her actual spine? Yeah, I think she's just old. You remember I don't really notice any.
It jumping out at me.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just confirmed she was really, really old, and I think there was an actress that actually played that part, and then she did a makeup part as well, and I think we're going to see that again in season 7. Melisandre Carice tweeted out something, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, and it had a picture of her in that makeup and said the best makeup artist in the world, and it was awesome looking.
Wow.
So I think we're going to see that again. She can get around somewhere with that makeup, so and not be recognized. Let's see here. Let me double check.
If she does have 3 spines, I wonder if that means anything.
No, I mean I think she's. I don't think it would imply she's anything but human. I think she would be human. She's got a backstory there, and she remembers being called Melanie, and she has these flashbacks of being a kid and stuff, and then probably she was a slave at some point. So, all right, let's see. Jason Weeks, is Cod of Thrones televised? No, I don't think so, Jason. Another kind of thing, just to mention, if you guys hadn't heard already from the previous streams, we'll be at Con of Thrones.
Yes.
Booth 309. Do I have that right? I always forget if it's 7 or 9. I think it's 9.
I'm stuck on 309.
Yeah, but it's going to be in the 300s.
Yeah.
There's not that many booths, I don't think. So it's Booth 309, and I will also be on 4 panels, and we're going to try to see if we can record those. Whether they let me put them on YouTube or not is still a question, so we got to get that figured out. So we should be able to record them. I may not be able to monetize them or something like that. I don't know, but hopefully I can get those panels at least. And I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of vlogging and stuff. So
and it would be sweet if we can record those.
Yeah, so definitely we'll try. No problem, Jason. Thank you. Charlize, love you guys. Thank you, Charlize.
Thank you. We love you too, girl.
Appreciate that. Lo Horton, Thank you so much. No question. Bye, y'all. Have a good night. Lo, you just take the day off work. You ain't just hang around. You ain't got to go to work. You ain't got to go to work.
It's not gonna feel the same without you here.
Yeah, but thank you, Lo. Appreciate that. Really appreciate it. All right, let's see what we got here.
Somebody just said, "Where's the podcast?" I saw that. So just one more time, if you.
Oh yeah, the podcast. You can see it here on YouTube. Just search for the Side Effect Podcast, or I can actually grab that, or maybe a moderator can. It's the Side Effect Podcast. Oh, I'm not even typing right, Emma. I'm in the wrong box. And then also if you search for the Side Effect on SoundCloud, the Side Effect Podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play. So I will grab that really quick. I should have had all this ready. I apologize.
Shit, I should be doing.
I am unprofessional when it comes to running a show. All right, I grabbed it right here, and I'll just paste that in the chat here, so you can subscribe to that channel. If you would like to listen on YouTube, it is segmented. So that's the cool thing is on YouTube I can segment everything out to different stuff. So if you don't like, for example, Marvel and DC movies, you can listen to the Game of Thrones segment.
That's what I do. I skip around.
Right. Yep. So that's the way it is on YouTube. And then, of course, on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play, it's a full-fledged podcast. All right. Thank you, Lala. Yeah, so Lala's moderating there. Thank you. I keep forgetting to have moderators and help. So, all right. Let's see. Doc Holliday. Thank you, Doc Holliday, a Patreon executive producer. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you, sir.
Was watching an episode where Tyrion was asking his father to be heir of Castle Rock. Perhaps he's told this story to Dany, and she tells him to take a dragon and go take it. He's at the cliff. That would be outstanding. And in the trailer, we did see the Unsullied taking over Castle Rock. Some people think it's Lannisport. I don't think it's Lannisport. I think it's probably Castle Rock because Dario did mention that in 6, at the end of season 6. So yeah, that would be awesome. And that cliff scene is questionable. It's like, why is he way out? It's at Dragonstone. You can see it in the background, but why is he way out there?
Exactly.
You know,
that is a good question.
So that and he looks fearful. And we were talking about this on the podcast actually. Like maybe he's going to try to ride one. So
the episode he's talking about, where Tyrion was asking his dad about that might have been the most sympathetic scene for me.
Oh yes, yeah. You see Tyrion's pain there, really, really bad.
He crushed him.
I mean, it's right up there with the whole Tysha thing, his first wife thing, which is more of a thing in the books. But in the show, you did see that in the tent with Shay and Bronn. Also, George Sorrentiano, thank you, George. Con of Thrones Sundrop Fund. You better share though. See you there. Yeah. Thank you, George.
I actually mentioned the other night when I was in the comments on the live stream when you were with Roarst. Talking to some people on there, and I mentioned I might bring some. I might take some Cheerwine and Sundrop.
Oh yeah, we will. I don't go places without it.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to the mountains that I wasn't sure if the area in Cherokee and it had Sundrop. So yeah, I took 24 pack. Yeah, I took a case.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna definitely take Sundrop. So that will go to good use. Thank you, George. All right, let's see here.
Lava dog. You're in a U-Haul to carry your Sundrop.
Yeah, exactly. I just need that Sundrop and a pair of shorts. That's all I need. Aziel Daily, do you think Dany would disobey many of Tyrion's advice? I don't think so.
No, I don't
think
either.
She kind of learned from this battle of Marine with Tyrion's advice, not just to go burn everything to the ground. I think she learned that she can get shit done just with a statement here and there. So I think Tyrion's going to kind of keep her in check. She'll have those little moments, I suppose, of, you'll see a little hint of Mad Queen or Aerys II, her father, because it is there, but I think he'll keep her in check. That's his goal. That's his
you know
role,
how many
really.
people would love to have that hand the queen pin? She put it on him. She really, really trusts him.
Yes, and actually, I just watched that little piece because I was in that little video I was talking about that I did for the little hype thing there. So anyway, Callie Cloud, hey guys, hey Callie, how are you? Let's see, Kit Kat, so glad to be part of the stream. Glad you're here.
Yeah, we are.
There's Ferrari.
Key W, is that how you say that? I'm sorry. I think Littlefinger will turn Sansa against Jon, and that's what you've been saying.
Yeah,
he's gonna play both sides.
He'll definitely play both sides of the fence. I don't think it'll be a full-fledged war battle or big. It'll be dramatic, but not over the top, and I think it comes to an end pretty quickly, actually. So yeah, that would be absolutely what happens. He's going to, I think, as a matter of fact, we were talking about this in our podcast again, because I didn't think to say it during my trailer review, but I think that the scene with Sansa and Littlefinger, you're hearing the voiceover there. Yeah. He's probably saying that to Jon in the crypts before he gets choked out.
Well, you told me that, and I think that's a cool idea. I think you're right.
I think that makes the most sense, and we all kind of agreed on that on the podcast.
When he's saying your father's dead, all that.
Here you stand. Like, that's gonna, he's gonna choke him out. If he found out something more along the lines of Littlefinger betrayed Ned right there, he would just kill him. He would have him executed. He wouldn't be no Littlefinger.
Looks like Carol grabbed a question.
All right, let's see, Carol. Thank you, Carol. From Pan Sheesbo Q&A. Who would the Maesters support if they don't want magic? Surely not Dany. That's a fair question. I don't know. I think I don't really necessarily believe that there's a giant Maester conspiracy. We'll see apparently Morwen in there, or it could be Ebros or whatever. I'm not sure. Well, I thought it went with Morwen, but I think maybe that's changed with the Jim Broadbent character.
Right. So
I don't think we'll see what kind of angle they play with him. If he's like kind of talking about the anti-magic thing with the Citadel like in the books, but I don't think they have time for all that necessarily. So I don't know. It's hard to say. We see Sam go through the Citadel, and we see him leaving in the pictures and some of the photos that were released. So it's like, okay, he's not going to be there long.
Right.
So he's leaving for a reason. Is that because Euron, is maybe doing some plundering there, attacking Old Town, or perhaps the Tarleys, come down and go after him. So it's hard to say. We'll see what angle they play in the show with that.
What's up, Tarzan?
What's up, Tarzan? Let's see here. I
tried to say hey to you on Val's live stream earlier, Tarzan. I don't know if you saw it. The questions were flying.
Yep. We have. We're low here. We're low. We got 420, which is fine. We do have an NBA game going on right now. Game 2 of the finals. But let's see here. I thought I had a question there. Do the Maesters
go to like a yearly convention?
Yeah.
Catch up on everything?
I don't think they do. And in the show, they didn't even know Castle Black had changed Lord Commanders. And
oh, shit.
They didn't know that Maester Aemon had died and all this shit.
Crazy.
It's like you would have thought they would have, but Maester Aemon didn't send he's the one that usually would send the Raven.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To let them know there's been some changes in leadership. So, yes, thank you, Pan. No problem. Let's see. Okay, Natasha Conrad, Q&A. I heard a theory from Nex. I believe that's Game of Theories. I'm learning. Game of Theories guy, right? That Bran could possibly be the Night King, stuck on a time loop trying to fix the present by going to the past. What do you think about this theory? Natasha, I think that's a very cool theory, but I don't buy it only in the sense that I don't think Bran can manifest himself physically to be other people. I love the idea that like he's Bran the Builder,
right?
And he's Bran the Breaker, and he's all these Brandons throughout history, maybe multiple Brandons. But I don't think, we talked about this a little bit in Dragon Raised by Wolves, about the end game of this thing. I don't think that he can manifest himself physically somewhere. I think he can certainly influence people,
right?
But you still have a guy there he needs to influence. He can't, that we know of, unless he learns some crazy power.
Sorry, guys.
That he can do that and become somebody physically.
And the thing I think about that, Chris, is you know the timeline better than I do, but if he was all those people, at some point, if he was the Night King, wouldn't he have to be two people simultaneously?
Right. I mean, we saw him see the guy that got the thing plunged through his heart, the dragon glass, and it's like he's watching himself.
Fall back to, yeah.
And I think I think it's interesting. I mean, I definitely think that he's influencing things. I think we see that maybe Bloodraven with the Mad King, burned them all. It could have been Bran in a different timeline.
Right.
I think that's possible, and then I think that's why Bloodraven's telling him the ink is dry. He's lying to him, but he's trying to prevent him from screwing things up.
Yes.
In my opinion. So
yes,
I think it's a good idea, and it sounds kind of cool.
I think you're right.
But I don't think they're going to go over. I don't think George is going overboard with sci-fi time loop stuff.
Right.
Hodor was a huge reveal, and I think that's pretty much the extent of it, except for a couple small things that we may see.
It weakens that if everything is like that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. I thought I saw a... Let's see. Yes, Patrick. Oh, we got a few super chats.
Yeah, they're not hanging up there in the top.
Yeah, I'm
that
not,
little peel-looking thing like that.
Yeah,
Usually they'll be stacked up there.
I see them flying by, but they're not staying. The color's not hanging around.
Right.
Okay, Kara Cummings, thank you. Kara, I think that's. Oh no, we missed one.
Yeah, Patrick.
Kara, thank you. We'll get to that one in a second, just to make sure. Patrick Glanville, thanks, you.
Buddy.
What about Westeros as a republic in the end? Yes, Patrick, I do think, we talked about this in Dragon Raised by Wolves,
yes.
I do think we will see some changes. It won't be immediate. I don't think it's going to be like automatically some kind of democracy or republic, but I think we'll see some hints of change. So I definitely think that's where he's heading with that, to get away from feudalism.
I think that's where they're aiming.
Yeah. So we'll see some kind of hint of that. Actually, you saw, Danny, if you think about it, leave Marine, and we'll see if it goes this way in the books, and left them there to elect their own people, and she said elect. So we'll see some of that, and Essos has some areas like that anyway, so we'll see some of that coming to Westeros and start to change.
Now Kara.
Yeah, now Kara Cummings. Thank you, Kara. What is the flaw D&D gave John? Size doesn't really matter. Is the flaw trying to be like Ned, i.e. being honorable and getting killed off for it? Yes, apparently the flaw, we talked about this with Roris on her channel, her stream Thursday. Apparently John has a small dick. I mean,
heard
honestly,
you guys talking about that on there.
They, apparently that was, they took the joke that Tormund made, because he makes all these dick jokes in the books. He's hilarious. Okay. He made one in the show after John was dead, and he said he saw his pecker.
Right. That's the one I'm thinking
And apparently, Dan and Dave seriously said, I mean, I didn't read this. This is what Roris was saying, that they made that official. They made that canon.
I'll be damned.
Like, he's so perfect in every way. He's got the flowing hair, the tall, darkened hair, or short, darkened hair. He's really short. And they needed a flaw. Okay, so apparently that's legit now. Anyway, that's his flaw.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They could have did anything. His flaw was just like everybody else. He does the wrong things for the right reasons sometimes. I mean,
yeah, and I agree with that being a flaw.
Yeah, exactly. There's no need for all that
no
nonsense.
Poker face.
Let's see. Dragon 5616. Thank you, Dragon. Why is Nightbot so grouchy? He only comes after the sun drops. So, which Q&A? Which reunion is more likely, Arya and the Hound or Arya and Gendry? I think
both gonna happen. Yeah,
I think both, and the reason I think that is we definitely know she's heading there. I mean, we're 99% sure of that. And anybody that heads north, and the Hound's going with the Brotherhood north. Yeah. And Gendry is going to, we know he's going to be with Jon in this season. Anybody that goes north, by default, almost stops by Winterfell, unless they're going by the sea from another location.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So I can only, I mean, they may not, but I would imagine that they would go by Winterfell on the way back to the Wall.
Right.
Because that's the last big stop. I mean, there's a couple of villages and stuff on the way, and then Molestown right before the Wall, but you're going to stop by Winterfell to get some rest and food and fresh horses and all that stuff. Makes sense, yeah. So I would think both. Clinton, thank you, Clinton, for the donation. Per trailer, possible GW is not cut root and stem. Grey Worm. I think he is. I think he looked confused there. He looked a little. That's. I know
what Clinton's saying though.
Yeah, but I don't think they missed him. And we talked about this a little bit in the podcast this week. You know, the Unsullied have a religion, and that's all related to their religion.
There's so many of them, Chris.
That's true.
He could have fallen through the cracks and kept his damn mouth shut.
That is true, and I would keep my damn mouth shut too.
Yes, sir.
But he looked awkward.
I agree.
And surprised when she was ripping his shirt off.
I agree.
So the other thing was, I think it was he in last season when we saw the Unsullied get White Rat died in the brothel, got his throat cut because he was just cuddling.
That's right. Yeah.
And then Missandei asked Grey Worm, why would an Unsullied go to a brothel? And he was like, I don't know, but he was going to cuddle, and White Rat got his throat cut.
Right.
So he didn't say anything then. I don't know. I hope so, but that they can cuddle and do some things, I guess. So
yes, they can.
Let's see here.
Fernandez T.
Fernandez.
Thank you.
Thank you. All for your time and effort. You make my day better. Can you answer a hard question, please?
He can.
I can try. I can try, Fernandez. But thank you. I'm glad I can help in some small way, man. Really. That's all I ask. Sometimes controversial.
Something controversial. Okay.
Oh.
He's saying when you pick one, pick a hard one.
Yeah. Well, I'll pick them as I see them, man. Yeah. Absolutely. Fuck a slow ball question, even if that's the right term. That fair enough.
Point taken.
Point taken. I try, but there's always new people, so you can't get. They're going to be similar topics, obviously. But thank you, Fernandez. Caleb Flub, thank you, Caleb, for the super chat. Arya asked Thoros if he could bring back a man without a head, and Thoros said, "I don't think it works that way, but it is hinted that Qyburn does with Gregor. Is Germ making a statement on science being more powerful than religion?"
Maybe so.
Probably. I would, and from his
That's
personal point of
point.
view, yeah, I would think that's probably what. I don't think he's ever going to come out and say that, and he won't definitely not let us know about being actual gods definitively. But yeah, that's his personal view, and I think that would come out in his writing. I think that makes good sense.
Good point, Caleb. Yeah, I think you might be right.
I think, yeah, it makes complete sense to me. Doc Holliday, thank you.
Thanks again, Doc.
Add on to earlier, Tyrion returns and knocks over the Lannister chess piece on the map, letting Dany know it's done. Yes, I agree. I think that saying Castle Rock is actually taken, and you couldn't really see it clear as far as what the map said, but I think that would be I think Tyrion doing that would be poetic, actually knocking over the piece.
He's got me wanting to see the scene so bad now.
Yeah. Yep. So I definitely think that's what that means, that it's basically done. And he's like, the Lannister actually knocking over the piece of his own lion sigil was pretty damn cool. All right, Bob Bruin, never give up on the gravy. Hell no, and I hope we see hot pie again. I want Ari to stop by the damn inn and get her some bread and gravy.
Hold on 1 second before you ask another one. Go back over here. Fernandez T. I got an idea. Ask a tough question. And we'll look for your name and
yeah. If you got something in particular, sure, let us know. Let us know. I try to grab things that hadn't been asked a million times, but some things are very similar. So
right, we always have new viewers.
Also, I meant to say this in the very beginning. Patreon people, if you're watching, I'm going to do. I still have it ready. I have everything ready. I have everything in the same place. All the questions. I know you guys have added a few more. I'm going to do a Patreon only Q&A for you guys. Only on Patreon only. That is coming, I promise you. It's just been everything's been behind like 2 or 3 days this week, so I'm trying to get caught back up. So that is coming, Patreon people. So
yes. Just
to let you know. Pan, where's Con of Thrones? Con of Thrones is in Nashville, Tennessee. In 4 weeks? 4 weeks, yes.
The 29th, 30th, and 31st, I believe.
Yeah, so we don't have long.
I said 31st. And first.
Yeah, right. Carol, true or false, is season 8 pushed to 2018? Carol, we were just talking about that a minute ago, and thanks for the mod and all that, by the way.
Absolutely.
It's not definitive that's going to happen. It's just they're giving them time to write season 8, so it's possible that they push it off. But it could be just another. It could be just another pushback. A few months. We just don't know how long it's going to take them to write. They're just giving them plenty of time. They're going to make sure that season 7 and 8 are done, or 8 now is done right.
Yeah.
And then they're going to D&D are not involved in the prequels, and then they're going to focus on that. But they want to make sure season 8 is done correctly before they focus on the prequel. So also just to clarify, apparently from what I read, the prequel will not be like coming out directly after season 8. It'll be a while while they get that right. They want to focus on the ending here, so which is a good thing. A good thing. Did you have a question there?
Go up just a hair more.
Let's see here.
Right there, the bridge.
Okay, the bridge. Q&A. I am curious. Jon was back from the dead. Dany is unburnt with dragons, and these are supernatural features. But Cersei is normal human. Do you think all three parties are equal in terms of power?
I've been thinking of that same thing.
That's a great question. I don't think though in the sense of being supernatural. I think it's really been played up. The whole Song of Ice and Fire thing. I mean, that's the name of it. Is Targaryen / Valyrian, Stark / First Men, children.
Right.
Blood has the magical DNA. So I don't necessarily think Lannisters do, but that's why there's theories about, Tyrion being a Targaryen, or perhaps even Jaime and Cersei. It is interesting, though, we said before, Cersei and Jaime would make more sense from a timeline perspective for being Targaryen. She loves fire, too, and loves watching it. But I don't know if you would count that as an affinity as fire. So...
Yeah,
affinity for fire, I should say.
I wanted the same thing. What she has is, the mountain. That's her magic.
Yeah,
it's in her back pocket.
Yeah,
kinda,
exactly.
And
I think she's just more or less pyromaniac.
Yeah,
basically.
Kiki Roselius, James, what was your reaction to the Red Wedding? Chris, watch me from the other couch.
I did.
And It's like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. It was terrible.
Yeah, I was watching him watch the show. I
most
just started,
shocking
looking
scene.
over there, a little bit.
And you're a bastard. I mean, you knew what was coming
Absolutely. I would not rob you of that
I'm glad you
experience.
didn't.
I wasn't going to warn you.
You didn't go, okay, be sure and watch this, or
No, I didn't say a word. I just
pay attention close or anything.
Wasn't giving away nothing. I wanted to see that full-fledged reaction, and I wish it would have
Blew
been on
my
camera.
damn mind.
And we did try to record you in some things, but it was just way too dark. We
I
did,
know.
because people were asking way back then, like, I want to see Jack when you were catching up on the show. But yeah, that was hilarious. It's always interesting to see other people's reaction, because you never get to see your own unless you're a YouTuber and you film yourself all the time. Let's see. Echo Incarnated, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
What the hell would Daenerys be planning on doing with massive Dothraki hordes once she were to become queen? Seems like they'd become a nightmare for a ruler.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think she was worried about that, but I think last year with the dragon scene where she said, "I'm not going to call on 3 blood riders." Because let me clarify that for people that don't read the books and wasn't clear, and it wasn't clear to me actually for a while. A cow will pick 3 blood riders, 3 basically right hand men.
Okay.
The rest are all still following him and everything, but 3 blood riders, like they're brothers and they're going to die together or whatever. So you had Dany choose everybody, and that was changing the rules.
Okay.
Obviously, she changed the rules because she killed all the cows and became the leader.
Right.
The first woman and everything. So she's basically the cow. And so, yeah, so I think with that and with the dragon, and they respect her so much that they will actually listen and stop the... She's not going to put up with raping and pillaging villages and shit.
Well, I think I'm a show guy, right?
Yeah.
But in the show, when it shows the Dothraki in cliques, they're really cocky,
Yes.
and kind of, I don't know, abrasive.
Yes.
But also you can say the Night's Watch too, in their cliques. There's
That's
some
true.
bastard cliques.
That's true.
So I don't know. I think she can rule them okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll be okay. I mean, there's going to always be some things you don't know about on the side or whatever, but we'll see if they make a big deal out of that. Lala Gig says, Trial by Trivia wants to know when the tie-dye Smokescreen logo shirt will come out.
He's working on it today.
Started on it earlier, or not started on it, continued. Here's the thing, guys. I can actually basically put that up almost now.
Right.
It's pretty close.
I agree.
But what I always do is order a shirt myself first. And I didn't want to because I was like, we could go ahead and put this up there and tell everybody on the live stream they're available, because everybody's wanting one more than my damn shirts. But I didn't want to. I always order one myself first to make sure it looks good, it's printed well, and all that. So it is basically ready. We'll tweak some things. I think we need to tweak a couple little things, but we'll have that. And
I'll wear one on a video.
Yeah, yes.
And let them see it.
We're going to get some, and matter of fact, I'm also going to do hats. I meant to tell you guys that too. There's so many things I didn't write down. Obviously, I'm not a pro. But I got to do hats too. I had to figure out the way to do that with the website. So that will be coming too. And I got to get all this shit before con.
I know. There's been some people I've seen who want game worn tie-dyed shirts.
Game worn?
Yes, I've seen some comments.
Oh, wow.
I'm totally down with that.
You can sign some game worn?
I will do it. I'll wear
awesome.
it on here, sign it, send it to you.
Damn. That's awesome. Let's see here. All right, let me check Streamlabs just to make sure. Yeah. Just really quick, I hadn't been seeing any things out of the corner of my eye here. Let's see. Yes, Ethan. Ethan is back.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you, Ethan Hunt. Hey guys, enjoying the streams a lot. They become part of my Sunday night routine. Great.
Thanks.
Keep up the great work. Have you gave any more thought to my Bronn question from last week? Also,
yes.
Who would win in a fight, Bronn or Daario? Both are unorthodox fighters.
He has thought about that. You've mentioned it a couple times. Bronn going up north and all that, and
yeah, as far as him being, I think this was the work question, right?
Yeah,
how he's been up there for work. Was he a member of the Night's Watch?
Yeah, you've brought that up a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly what I said now, and I don't want to repeat myself necessarily, but I would think that I don't know, you could get by with leaving, I'm sure, and not being seen and and all that without being, you know, sent back to the or killed for it. Because, you know, you're the deserter.
And he's a slick guy. He could tip a doorman or something. You know what I mean? A watchman or something. I mean, he can get by.
Yeah, so I think he could. I mean, I still think it's very possible. I mean, because again, who else would hire Bronn, a solo sellsword, to go do work? Night's Watch don't hire people.
No.
But maybe somebody else hires somebody for something
thinking,
like you know, a faceless men thing, or because you know we had Jaqen in the cells, and he was in the black cells for a reason. And where were they heading? He knew, Jaqen did, that they clean out the cells to go to the wall.
Right.
So you know, it's hard to tell. And as far as the fight goes, that would be a good fight. They're both badasses. Dario is a pit fighter. He's a badass. I mean. But Bronn, man, I don't know. Well, that's a close one. There's
so many things that can happen in a fight. I mean, where does it take place? In a perfect vacuum, you know, or you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I might give Dario a slight edge only because he knows more fighting styles.
Okay, yeah.
Than Bronn. Bronn is more the Westerosi knight. He can do it on horseback. He can do it standing. Dario is also great on horseback and standing, but he's got the knife skills, he's got the throwing knife skills, we saw that.
Yes, sir.
And he's also fought with many other people because he was actually a slave and fought in the fighting pit.
Man.
So he's got many fighting styles. I would have to give, just for that, an edge to Dario.
Yeah, anytime you're well-rounded. Like mixed martial arts, you see that all the time.
Muse said, I'll type my super chat question above. It's more of a personal question. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I don't know why that's not showing up sometimes for people. Okay, did I? Yeah, I just see it. There's no question. I just see the donation, Muse.
So maybe she's saying above that. Man, I don't know. I guess not. No.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, Tarzan says Dario. Muse, I don't see a question. See if you can get it to Carol or Lala Gig. I don't know if
it's a good idea.
I don't know if it's just not going through or what. But yeah, it's the same thing. There's no question there, and I can't find it in this stream of comments here.
I hate that.
But yeah, if I don't know, where's Tarzan? Where's he?
He just said something. He's real close.
Oh, why? Okay, Tarzan. Here, I meant to do this anyways. Tarzan, you're moderator too.
I actually thought he was.
I thought you were too. Yeah, get it to Carol if Tarzan's willing to hang out and help too, or Lala, please. Let's see here. Somebody said tie-dye smokescreen onesies. What are those things called? I can never wear rompers though. I promised.
That's right. We did make a promise.
That's right.
Never see it.
Absolutely never happened.
Let's see. Just hit me up in that email I gave out earlier.
I just had a question there. I completely lost it. Okay. Lala Gig has a Q&A from Visual Skies.
Awesome.
How do you think Jaime will find out that Cersei blew up the set with wildfire? I doubt that is something she would just tell him. I bet she will blame it on somebody else.
Somebody said that word for word the other day. So
yeah,
everybody's thinking alike.
I think that she will, if she doesn't. I mean, I could see her straight up admitting to it just for the fear factor, but I could also see her blaming it on the Tyrells. Because they had Marjorie, that would give them motive.
How would she frame that? Do you know?
She would frame that on Lady Olenna.
Okay.
Because she was the only one that wasn't there, so she wanted to go ahead and kill her husband and kill her
daughter
daughter at the same time. Oops, and then take power, and that'll give her an excuse to go march into Highgarden and take over some of their riches since the gold mines went dry. So I think that's what she'll probably do, and Jaime's going to find out. Oh no.
Right.
That's not what happened. She just straight up killed everybody and knew it was going to kill Tommen. I mean, she knew that Tommen was vulnerable with Marjorie.
Muse Ingenue right there.
Okay, so here it is, Super Chat Q&A. All right, cool. So I see it, Lala. So Muse says, Super Chat Q&A. Are you there? Any fellow YouTubers?
Are there any?
Oh, are there any fellow YouTubers you have not met that you hope to meet or would love to chat with at Con of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody. I have not met anybody in person.
Right.
I talked to quite a few YouTubers, just privately, messages, all that good stuff. But I've never met anybody technically in person. So yeah, everybody. And we're going to, we have plans for meetups and stuff like that going on. We'll be on a lot of panels together. and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time with that.
We definitely want to meet some of you guys too. If you can make it one of the days, stop by the booth. That's why we keep giving that booth number out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hoping you'll stop by.
Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. All right. Carol's got one from Kyle Dubs. Q&A. Kyle Dubs asked if normal blades are destroyed by white blades. Oh, let me stop it. Normal blades are destroyed by white blades. What if they are hit with a headshot beheading? Whites would, that would. Technically, they can still move. So their head would be no good, but their body could still technically do something and crawl around. But I'm not sure how that works exactly, but apparently it can. So they have to basically be dismembered or
But
disabled.
normal blades aren't destroyed by white blades. White Walker blades.
Yes, that's right. Normal blades anything will cut up a white.
Yeah.
Valyrian steel won't stop a white. They have to be dismembered or basically disabled.
But yeah, I was just letting Kyle know the white's blades are just normal swords.
Oh yeah.
That they grab. So
yeah, that's just what they
a
had
White
when they
Walker
died,
blade
or what
that destroys a regular blade.
Exactly. Yeah. Whites are just whatever they died with, or
Yeah.
whatever they pick up, or whatever. Let's see. I just saw something there. Creative Q&A. Any thoughts on Brandon's Night King theory? Oh, I thought it was. We just answered that earlier. Creative. I like the idea. I like the idea of Bran. At least influencing. Like Bran the Builder and some of these other people in history. But the main thing that stops me from believing that is I don't think he can physically manifest himself. I just don't. There's no hint of that. Maybe he gets more powerful and can, but then again, we saw the Night King be created. Why would he look the way he looked? Why show him anyway? Why not show something different where he was kind of, hidden or something? You would think he's got to look the same, right?
Yeah.
If it's the same person, the same entity, he's got to look the same.
I know what you're saying.
But I just don't. I think he certainly probably kind of convinces people to do things in history. Maybe Bran the Builder and all that. Maybe he's the one that kind of says, hey, you need to put this wall up. But I think the long night kind of made them do that. So I think he can influence people. I think there's, with the Mad King, I think that was some evidence of that with Bloodraven, perhaps Bran. But I don't think he can manifest himself physically.
You're good, Kyle Dubs. You're good. I see that.
Let's see here. I think I saw. Okay, so we got Muse's question.
Yeah.
I'm glad I found that. Thank you, James.
Thank you,
with
James.
them.
With them, yeah.
Enjoy everything you guys do. It makes the cancer center bearable.
Wow.
Daenerys, oh man, awesome, man. I'm glad it helps in some way, man.
Really cool.
That's really cool. So thank you, James. Does Daenerys take Castle Rock before she sends ravens to the other noble houses just to prove she means business? Yeah, that's a good question. Kind of like setting the example under Tyrion's. But I think Tyrion will tell her to send out ravens. So
she's like, I just took your queens.
That's right, and then send out the ravens. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That actually makes good tactical sense.
Queen don't even have her own house.
Queen don't even have her own home. So now that gives them even more incentive, even though she does have 3 dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Gives them a lot more incentive to actually, we'll just join up with this dragon queen. She's already taken Cersei's home. She's done. And people choose the side they think they're going to win.
Absolutely.
Cersei gets her house taken out from under, basically, and she has nowhere to go. So good point, James. I think that makes complete sense. Absolutely.
Man, best of luck to you, James.
Yes,
hang in there, brother.
Yes,
and fight.
Whatever. Yeah, if it's assuming it's you or somebody you love.
That's
either
right.
way.
That's
either
right.
way. That's right. Let's see here. So I think that's a great tactical advantage.
Yes, James is going to Con of Thrones too. I saw that. Yeah, I will definitely be there, guys.
See, did Nightbot do something? I'm sorry. I see. Oops, I keep scrolling by there. I saw somebody cussing out Nightbot. I think it was Ferrari there. Let's see. Let me get back to live here. All right. Let's see. Jason Murphy, Q&A. What is west of Westeros? Probably just water. I don't know, man. This planet's got to be big, though. Planetos has to be big. Think about the width of Essos and how long that damn thing is, and then he says they don't connect. I mean, that's a big ass planet. I mean, this is a damn Jupiter style planet.
I see, yeah.
With the size of our continents or something. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, if there's another continent, there's just no information. I think it's just there to wonder. I don't think we'll ever really find out.
Lala grabbed one for me.
Okay, Lala grabbed one from this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
James, if you wear a tie-dye kilt at the con, I'll buy you a whole round of beers on me.
A tie-dye kilt.
Man, I don't own a kilt. I would wear one.
Hell yeah.
I used to dig it when Axl Rose wore a damn kilt.
Hell yeah, I'd wear a kilt. You get the boots and everything?
Yeah. Just we'll drink one beer together. You don't have to buy me a bunch.
Let's see. Recognized one Q&A, Season 8 in 2019. Can you discuss? Yeah, Recognized. We talked about that earlier, actually. It's not confirmed. It's not necessarily true that it's going to absolutely be in 2019. What's basically going on is they're giving Dan and Dave time to write Season 8 correctly. So however long that takes, then everything will be pushed back. So it may happen. We'll see, but there's nothing definitive on that yet. So it's not guaranteed it's going to happen, but although I think it would be pushed back.
To touch base on the Planetos thing, it's just real quick. Somebody said, didn't George R.R. Martin say it was Earth? I don't see who said that.
Well, no, he said that the inhabitants would call it Earth.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't label Earth. But somebody asked him, I believe, in a Q&A or maybe it was a con or a book signing, whatever. What would the people there call it? And they would actually call it Earth, but it doesn't mean it's, the Earth. So, let's see. I think somebody said something about Muse. I see another $1. I don't see a question, though, so I don't know if that was...
Thank you so much,
We got the last one, I think, so I hope you heard that. I hope you saw that we actually found that one. Let's see. Let me check Streamlabs. All right. Yes, we do have a couple there. Oh,
wow,
a few.
Cool. Yes, we do have a
okay.
few. Dang,
we're way behind.
Did Ethan.
Yeah.
last.
Okay, we were on Ethan. So okay, let me go through these in order. Thank you, Steph Snow.
While we're doing these, Muse, get your question back on there. And
yeah, if you had another one, please do. Steph Snow, thank you. My question is about communication. Are ravens still relevant? Is that how Danny, Cersei, and Jon will announce their titles? Who is the Maester at Winterfell currently responsible for sending and receiving? Do you think Sam will communicate from the Citadel?
Good question.
Yeah, I think they are for now, and I think definitely Danny will send out ravens when she gets there. Jon, I don't know if he will announce anything because he's not trying to go to war with anybody.
Okay.
He may actually go see Danny because he hears about the Dragon Queen and then get her to try to, once she's sending out these ravens, use her as that vessel to get everybody together. So I think they're going to have the same Maester that the Boltons did because a Maester serves the castle, not the family. So if the castle changes hands, they stay.
That's right, yeah.
So Lewin died, and so now we have Ebros, whatever his name is.
Danny sends ravens. Jon gets the raven.
Yes.
Is he going to say, sweet, this might be what I've been looking for?
Yeah, like
to fight what I know is coming.
If she's not lying and got dragons, I got to get down
fast.
there. So I think ravens will be relevant. I think it would be cool, though, to see Bran use a raven in the old ways and actually speak through it, because that's what this whole thing started. The whole raven thing started with the Children of the Forest warging ravens, and they could actually speak the words back then.
Wow,
you get a little hint of that with Jorah Mormont's raven in the books. Corn, snow, king, and all the things he says.
Wow.
And he's basically, it's Blood Raven, kind of hinting, telling Jon things and getting him elected and influencing events. So we hear that tale, though, from Blood Raven that, they used to actually send, or I think it may have been Mira and Bran's conversation, that they actually used, or Jojen, used to speak through the ravens, and that's where that came from. And then the modern version of that, since there's no magic or they don't believe in children necessarily, the Maesters, or they just take notes with them. So that's how the raven thing started anyway. Very cool. So thank you. Amanda B. Small token thanks for you guys creating this fun and entertainment space for GOT fans to enjoy. Q&A. The show has so many great actors. Who are some of your favorites? I love Tyrion. Peter Dinklage
is
one of my favorites.
Yeah. Jamie's character. And
Yeah,
you've
Nikolai-
always gave Theon a lot of props.
Theon, he is. I'm telling you, as far as actor goes, he is one of the best on there.
Yeah, you told me that from jump.
I'm telling
you're
you,
right.
if you see the way he goes through every little emotional thing, you can see it in his eyes. He went from Theon, this cocky, young,
Yes.
bad son of a bitch, to
being broken, totally.
weak, and now he's kind of on his way back, and you can see every stage of that. So
you nailed it when you told me that.
Those are great actors. I mean, and Tyrion or Peter Dinklage, he inspires me anyway. His own personal story and how he got into acting and stuff. That's cool. So those are my top two as far as actors, as far as like the craft.
Right, and I couldn't agree more, man.
So I mean, but I love a lot of them.
As far as females, I think Cersei is
Lena
Headey
is great. But then again, with Cersei at least, not too many different emotions. But when she has the looks though.
That's what I'm
it's
talking
the eyes.
about.
You can see the love for her kids.
Says a lot more than words sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Somebody can be
love
behind
Lena
her
too.
and they can't see her face, but by you seeing her face, you know exactly what she's thinking and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's so many great ones, but those would be my picks anyway. Let's see. So thank you, Amanda. Is that Bosno? Q&A. Do you guys think John will find the crypts this season? Oh, what will John find in the crypts this season?
Littlefinger.
Yeah, Littlefinger creeping. Thank you, Bosno, by the way.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to find the answer or LJ anything. I think we're going to get that teased. I think in the trailer that he's down there probably with Ned and Rickon and all, because that area, think about, that would be near Lyanna. Ned's down there now in the show at least. Lyanna would be there, so we're going to see that Lyanna statue, and he's going to be talking to like Ned or whatever, saying goodbye before he heads off to do this thing with Dany.
Right.
And they're going to tease us, and we're not going to get it.
I believe you're so right about that.
So thank you for that. And also Dylan Arndt, thank you, Dylan. Hi guys, are you planning on having a meet and greet in Nashville other than your booth? I'll buy you some beers, thanks. Dylan, we have a lot of stuff going on, so we really can't say for sure.
We're playing it as it comes.
We kind of have to take it as we go. So we have all the panels, and then we'll be at the booth off and on, depending on panels and stuff like that. So really, we can't say for sure because other like the panels and stuff is what I'm saying. We don't know how that's going to change. Then there's some YouTuber meet and greets and some podcaster meet and greets. So it's hard to say. But I think we're all going to the crawl. I think we're supposed to be going to the crawl.
Right.
Me, you, Val, Tarzan, Rorist, and Kevin. I think, and so I think we're going to do some stuff like that for sure. So we're kind of playing that by ear. All right, let's see.
Definitely let us know your name on here, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's gonna be the weird part. Like, hey,
I know
I'm Steve.
all of y'all about this.
Hey, I'm Steve. Oh, what's your YouTube name? Oh, Thundercat 1473.
Exactly.
I mean,
okay.
Exactly. I'm gonna know you by your damn YouTube name, not your real name. So, also, all right. So we'll take a quick break, but first, really quick, to make sure we're caught up on super chats. Thank you, Patrick Glanville. Are we seeing the Turning of Harrenhal this season? Absolutely. We're going to see the Turning of Harrenhal. We have to see that to get the Rhaegar Lyanna love story, and maybe there's a little twist in there. I did a little video a while back about Bran, and maybe there's something there since he kind of knows who Jon is. Go check out that video.
Yes.
Also, Creative, thank you for the donation to the Super Chat. Huge fan, guys. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Creative.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, we're at an hour and 5 minutes. We have 600, so stay around. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Stick around, guys.
Please stick around. I know we drop off like 100 people, and then we come back. But stick around, and we'll be back and continue to hang out. So, see you guys in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out. He got me.
Sorry.
All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. Had to stretch a bit. All right. Let's see. I saw Muse. You were asking about a question. I think Lala grabbed that, if I'm not mistaken, unless you had another one. So make sure.
David Boyd. Yes, I am doing okay. Thanks for asking, brother. Getting better every single day.
Let's see here. Let me double check Streamlabs. Everybody can hear us okay, correct? I think we're still good on the mic. All right. Yes, we have a Streamlabs. Let's see. Someone different 198. Thank you so much for the donation. You think the extincting of the dragons could have left a magical opening for the others to rise up and start building an army, perhaps intertwined with the Night King having foreseen this thing splits it up. I'm sorry. The need because of the upcoming birth of Jon Snow. Well, I think that actually someone different 198. I think there's always been magic in the world, always a low level of it, obviously. And the dragons came back. It's hard to say because there's so many. There was plenty of dragons around up until like 148 years ago in the story, before the story started. So that said, I mean, there was always dragons around, but the Night King, you know, obviously didn't come back or anything. I think he responded to Jon's birth. Is our guess. That was our guess in Dragon Raised by Wolves. Only because they were active first. They were already active, in other words, and then the dragons were born. So
Okay.
So by that timeline, they had to be reacting to something before the dragons.
Whether or not they're necessarily reacting to it, do you think the dragons going extinct increased, gave them any?
I mean, yes, I guess it's possible. Yeah, I mean, but I just think 150 years is too long for them to be building their army. It didn't take that long, 150 years to start marching and getting Craster's kids and all that.
Okay.
Because Craster's about 50-ish, I believe, the way he's described in the books, and his parentage is kind of hinted at a little bit, but we're not sure what that is or what that means. But he's not been there 50 whole entire years, marrying daughters
no
and giving
way.
up kids.
But I could totally see the Night King knowing the dragons are no longer here, guys. We got an opening.
Yeah,
That one thing that can stop us.
Maybe,
here now.
maybe exactly. Maybe that is what started him thinking about it. But I don't think he would. I think in other words, he didn't take action on it until recently,
Right.
Fairly recently. And I'm guessing
I see what
13
you're saying.
years.
That's what I'm guessing too.
13
yeah.
years because I'm sure they're aware of prophecy too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tarzan grabbed a question. Blue asked Q&A, who dies first in season 7? Man, that's a tough one. I think it's probably going to be. I think I said this last week. I'm going to guess. As far as any character or major characters, I think it's going to be a sea battle with Euron.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first people to die will probably be, like sand snakes, for example, on ships, or obviously a bunch of minor characters you don't know who they are on the ships, soldiers.
Sure.
So I think that's probably the first deaths we'll see. I'm just a complete guess. No idea what order they're coming, but
I liked your guess though about in the trailer when the two people fall in the water.
Yeah,
I do like your guess on that.
But after looking back at that again 50 more times, I think it does look like Jaime and Bronn.
Does it really?
Because the fire, it could be an explosion on a ship, like a sea battle.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look close again at Jaime, that one on the right, it does look like the short hair of Jaime too. So it could be Theon and Yara, but it looks like Jaime, and I'm imagining Jaime's probably saving Bronn because the flame comes over like a dragon flame. So I'm thinking that may be Bronn and Jaime. But I mean, it's hard to, you really can't say for sure.
Those burning ships, man, I don't want Davos to see any of that. That'll bring back some bad memories.
Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, Battle of Blackwater. Let's see. Super Chat. Clinton.
Thanks a lot.
Velasquez. Thank you, Clinton. Can you explain how Jojen knows so much? I know he has green sight, but tonight him all this stuff like knowing about using the ravens. Yeah, well, I think that's basically it. The green sight gives him that ability to know things, and if you think about his father, Howland Reed, who's been to the Isle of Faces, which is a big theory of mine about how and where this thing's going to end. Again, that's the whole Dragon Raised by Wolves series. I'm sure he learned a lot from Dad too. Now we don't know if Hallin's got green sight, but we know he's been with the Children of the Forest. We know he studied with them, and I think that's where he's been lately.
Yeah.
So before he left to go to Winterfell and kind of help Bran to the Wall, maybe Hallin filled him in on some stuff as well. But obviously he does have the green sight, so he's getting visions for what he needs to know to get Bran to the Wall or beyond the Wall to Bloodraven. That's basically his goal. He knew he was going to die doing it, and he left anyway. Will G, thank you, Will G. Hey guys.
Thanks,
hey Will.
Will.
Thank you, Will.
What's
Appreciate
up, brother?
that. Let's see here. Let me double check Streamlabs. Okay, let me double check Streamlabs while you're looking at that. It says,
"Hey tie-dye guy, Q&A. Megan Anderson wants to know, when will Bran find out about Rickon's death, and will he feel guilty about sending him away for his safety?" I do. I wouldn't be surprised if he already knows, and I know he's going to feel guilty. But I'll tell you what, Bran has gone through so much shit on that journey that there's no guarantee that Rickon wouldn't have freaking died being with him anyway.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, and somebody was asking me earlier on something, or I don't know who I was having a conversation with about Bran and his bigger role. And I think we talked about it a little bit in one question before, but it's like, well, how does this thing end with him? Is there room for Bran and Sansa and Jon in the Stark family, and Arya for that matter? But as far as Jon being king in the North, and then Sansa wants to be Lady of Winterfell or Queen in the North, and then Littlefinger will help her get there with her, because she's always wanted to be queen of some sort. But then Bran shows up, and he's technically the heir. So what does Jon do then?
They're all so different than the last time they've all been together.
Absolutely.
Man. Bran
won't want it. Jon doesn't want it. But Jon's also going to be busy. They'll probably have to deal with it later. And it makes me think about the end of this thing. That makes me worry about Bran.
It does.
But then again, anybody could go. Or everybody could go, for that matter.
You're damn right, man.
Everybody could go in this damn story. Let's see here. I saw something just a second ago. I just saw a super chat, but I saw something. I had my eye on. I lost it. Warden of the Dawn says Tormund should make it to season 8. Yes, I hope so, but it's gonna be tough. This is gonna be a tough last 2 seasons for characters we love. I'm telling you. A Big Soldier Q&A. Do you think we'll ever see Edmure Tully again? That's the one I saw a minute ago. Big Soldier, thank you. I do. I think Arya lets Edmure out. I think Edmure will be free this season, and I think that's going to have something to do with Arya. Walder Frey did tell. I think he mentioned to Jamie last year before he got his throat slit, Jason Voorhees style.
Yes, he did.
That he was still in the dungeons, correct? So I think he will get out, and Arya will take care of that. Just a guess. Okay, look really quick. Muse, Lala, I want to know if he still believes the Children of the Forest used an early start to make the Night King. Can Bran tell everyone what the Night King wants? Okay, so Muse, I got your question. I think you're trying your other question, I believe. And so, as far as the Night King, I do think I do still think that he is a proto. Here's the drinking game. This is apparently a drinking game.
I know.
Everybody get ready to drink. I'm going to say it. I do think Bran was a proto-Stark because there was no House Stark at that time, so I have to say it to be technically correct. But yeah, I think that's where it fits in with Jon being the Song of Ice and Fire. He has to be related some way to the Night King, and you saw the Benjen Cold Hands things also gives us that clue. Drinking game. Chris.
I think that's awesome.
Chris said Proto-Stark. That should be a whole beer, right? I mean, basically.
I've got one for you. Okay, since
right. So anyway, yes, I do believe that still.
We answered a question, that we thought was Kyle Dubs earlier.
Oh, okay.
And then Kyle said that wasn't my question.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I actually have a question from him now.
All right.
Kyle Dubs says Q&A. Since Bran warged into Hodor before he was a simpleton, and on purpose afterwards north of the Wall, do you think he will warg into any other normal people in the present?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. I've been conflicted about this because I thought about this a little bit before. We get a little hint from Boromir Sixskins in the books, who tries to warg a person, a woman, before he dies. He's died a lot of times in animals, but before his final death, he tries to warg a woman, and and he was one of the best, like most powerful wargs ever, apparently, like 6 creatures at once, and
that's amazing.
All this stuff, but she basically clawed her own eyes out, and he died. Fought him tooth and nail, and couldn't do it. The reason Bran could, because he always had. This whole time loop thing, causal loop, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
There's no entry and exit. Don't try to figure it out. You'll go crazy. You can't do it. So I think that's just that is what it is. But the Vermeer thing could hint that Bran could do that or try to maybe. But he also knows it's kind of a no-no. It's a no-no in the warging community, I guess you could say, to try to take over another person. But if he needs to to save the world,
he'll try.
He'll do it. He'll try, and maybe that's how he goes out, like Vermeer. We talked about does Bran have room in this story at the end? Maybe he's got to do something and take himself out to do something, whatever it has to be for the end of this thing. So, good question.
It looks like people are talking about Big Cincy. Let's see what he's got
going
on.
There's Big Cincy right there. Q&A, Chris, do you think Littlefinger still plans to betray Sansa like he promised Cersei to do when she gave him a document that would make him Warden of the North to rid? Yes. So Littlefinger did promise that the Lannister lion would fly over Winterfell.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he wants to. I think he's going to, he's going to pick the bigger side to win, to gain to more and more power. But he will keep that in his back pocket. If he absolutely has to, or he sees if he can split Jon and Sansa up and get trouble there, and it maybe even between Dany later on.
Right.
And there's still some opening there that he can take advantage of. He will absolutely use that. But I don't think he'll ever get the chance. So I think he's got it in his mind, but I don't think he gets the chance to do it. Let's see. Super chat from By His Wounds, 1975. Thank you so much, By His Wounds to 1975, for the donation, but I do not see a question.
Yeah, there's no question.
So I don't know if you meant for that. So
thank you so much.
If you did, please retype that question and try to get it to a moderator if that's the case. Let's see. Warden Bam, mind blown. They must have some theories going on in the chat here. Let's see. Samantha Dean says, Q&A, do you think Jaime will find Septa Unella in the dungeon of the Red Keep? I think that's a good possibility about he finds out how crazy she really is, because we already saw the look. We saw the look last year. Like, he was like, to Cersei. But again, he's going to have to try to, duty, stay by his family's side for a while. They're already broken up in the books, by the way. I have to say this. I know I've said it a few other Q&As. But this is already going. We can see where this is going by the books.
Right.
So something's got to make him, like, she's going to blame the thing on the Tyrells or the Sand Snakes or somebody else, and maybe that's why he's still there for a while. But I think that Septa Unella thing could be a good motivator for him to get the hell out of Dodge.
I think Lala had pulled one up too.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. It is a good motivator.
Let's see if I can find it again.
Right, the next one up, right there.
Okay. Lala Gig, thank you, Lala. Matthew Connolly?
Connolly.
Yeah. Okay, Matthew Connolly. Q&A, will Bronn rejoin Tyrion and we get a Bronn, Podrick, and Tyrion reunion? That would be awesome. Will Daario return?
I think reunion would be awesome.
I think we will see a reunion. I think that happens in probably King's Landing. I'm just guessing because you're going to have Jon wanting to reach out to enemies, including Cersei. He's not worried about trying to kill the Lannisters. Danny's worried about killing the Lannisters and everybody else if she needs to. But I think we'll see that reunion. I don't know if we get the pod thing in there too. I'm not sure because Sansa, I'm assuming she would still be in Winterfell. Okay. And then Brienne would still be with her, and therefore Pod should still be there as well. So I don't know if we'll see Pod. I would love to see that, by the way. And Daario, honestly, I don't think in the show Daario is going to return. I think they're pretty much done with Essos, just for the time, just for the sake of time.
Do people usually squire? Is there?
That's a good question. It varies. It's usually I don't really know. I don't recall ever
if there is
remembering an average or whatever.
Basically, when the knight says,
I think so, because like Jaime got knighted really early, and several other characters throughout history. But he was with Selmy and other, famous Kingsguard, but it just depends on the person and how good they are, really. So there's no set time, I don't think. But you would imagine that's usually a few years at least, or something like that. So, did I see no, I did not. I thought I saw another super chat.
Streamlabs.
Let me check that, because something did pop in. Something on the.
I saw a dragonfly.
And also, guys, if you're here and you hadn't already, please subscribe and give us a like. We would much appreciate it. And I know a lot of people do watch YouTube without an account, but if you can create one really quick and then subscribe, that'd be awesome. And get notifications and click that damn bell, because it won't notify you even if you are a subscriber unless you click that bell now.
There's 2 of them. Ethan Hunt.
Okay, so we do have 2 new Streamlabs.
Bo Snow.
Ethan Hunt will go with this one first. I believe that's where we're at, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you guys lived in GOT, what would you want to be? Well, I already got the answer to this one.
Yes, you do.
Member of a house, sellsword, or knight, etc. Well, okay. I tend to be a maverick at times, so I'd probably join it with the Brotherhood Without Banners, or be a Northern Lord, so you can, King of the North. That's right. We had this conversation randomly. I don't remember what started.
And I've actually thought more about it since.
So, here's what I would be for financial stability, at least. I mean, yes, I'd want to be a badass knight or something,
right,
or whatever. But let's be realistic. In those with so much going on, I'd be a candle maker.
Hell yes.
I'd be a simple
great idea.
businessman candle maker.
Great idea.
Because I would basically be the Iron Bank.
Yeah.
I mean,
like you said, rich and poor alike need candles.
They all need them, and they all die of a black lung eventually. But they keep having kids, and they all gonna buy from me.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd be a candle maker. Maybe I'd learn some martial arts, sword play as a hobby, but I'd be sitting pretty good.
I think that's excellent. I mean, it'd be the same as if you would do horseshoes on a horse. I mean, poor people have horses.
Yeah, that's right.
And rich people have horses.
That's right.
I think, me personally, I said I wouldn't mind being a Night's Watch member. Remember I said that?
Yep. You like the cold.
The more I've been thinking about it, I think I'm cut out more to be a Maester. I really do. I've just always been good at,
That is true.
Doing
the
things
numbers
like
thing.
that. Yeah.
You'd be in mathematics for damn sure.
Organizing things for other people.
He'd be doing stats and stuff and organizing numbers for everybody, and books and notes for that matter. So thank you, Ethan. Also, Bo Snow again, thank you for the Streamlabs donation. Hey, Chris and James just became a Patreon supporter. Awesome, thank you, Bo.
Man,
Appreciate
really cool.
that. Love what you guys do in season 5. Jamie says if he ever sees Tyrion again, he will split him in 2. What do you think his reaction will be if and when he sees Tyrion this season? I think he'll want to, but I don't think he will.
It kind of depends on when he sees him.
Yes.
Because if he in fact kills Cersei, like we think he will,
right?
He'll be bummed out about it. It's kind of like he has to do that, but he's going to be bummed. So when he sees his last remaining sibling, I think
that is very true.
But however, if he saw him before he does that,
it depends on the timing.
Yeah.
So I think that's right. It depends, and I think Cersei will last longer than when probably till season 8, early season 8 at least, just because the actress signed.
So then there you go. If you say that, then he'll probably see Tyrion.
So he's probably going to see Tyrion when she's still around, and he'll want to, but he'll also probably by that time start having an idea about Cersei.
True.
And understand where Tyrion's been coming from all these years. True. And what he's doing now with Dany and all this kind of stuff, and probably hear some dialogue about what she's been doing and how he helped her do that, like freeing people and doing great things and all that stuff. So
there's such a dynamic there with Jaime and Cersei, man.
Yeah.
I would not want to be in his shoes.
No, it'd be very, very
He's
awkward.
killing his sister and basically his damn wife and the mother of his kids, and I mean, it's just crazy. I can't imagine that.
It's insane. All right, let's see. Lala has a super chat from Josh. Did we miss one? Oh, I see it down here. Okay, is this the same question? What are your predictions for the end of the GOT show? Yes, okay, so we do have a super chat.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. What is your prediction for the end of GOT show, and do you think that there's any validity to Jaime being Azor Ahai in the books or the series? I can't. I don't want to say well, it's just potential spoilers.
Right.
But we do have Josh in a whole entire series where in Dragon Raised by Wolves. There's 4 parts. We start general in part 1 and go through a bunch of backstories and history, to kind of come to some conclusions in part 4. So go check out that series, and we tell you exactly what we think. It started out as a Jon Snow series, but ended up being an everything series because you have to do basically everything when you're just talking about one character.
Yeah.
The Jaime being Azor Ahai, I like the idea, but I said this last week. I think it's, if you have to label somebody, it's got to be a Jon or a Dany or both. But you can make anybody fit this. You can make Jaime fit it. He had these dreams in the books with this, flaming sword and Brienne involved and all this stuff. But you can make Davos fit it. You can make Sam fit it. Jon obviously fits it. Dany fits it. You can make anybody fit this prophecy, and that makes you question prophecy. Like Jon, is more, and even Dany, they're doing things and fulfilling it regardless. They don't even know about it. Jon hears about it in the books, but he's already done things to kind of become that person without knowing about it. But other people, like Melisandre, for example, with Stannis, tried to make him fit it. He didn't know nothing about it, and she said, "You do this kind of stuff. You do these 5 things on this checklist, then you'll be Azor Ahai," and that's what makes you question prophecy.
That's crazy.
So I think there's validity to everybody being Azor Ahai in the sense that it's going to take this team of people to do this thing and get this thing done, make decisions, and change the way they do things. And I would love to see Jaime part of that. I just don't know if we will. I don't know if we'll see him get away from the Cersei situation clean. I would love to see him take her out, save King's Landing again, and go join Jon and Dany and do something heroic with the Long Night. I would love to see it because I love his character arc. But I understand if you don't. So anyway, I love the idea, but I don't think specifically. Also, Dragon5616 again. Thank you, Dragon, for the super chat donation. What season 7 storyline will surprise viewers the most? Good question. Surprise viewers the most? I don't know actually, because then it wouldn't be a surprise. I don't really know. I think I have in my head a pretty good idea of what would happen. I don't think it's really surprising.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything that people doesn't see coming. In other words, I don't think. But there's always something, and that's the big twist. So yeah, let me think on that one and see if there's something, because I think I generally know how the season's going to go.
If nobody rides dragons.
Yeah, that would, if like it just it's never answered, or at least not season 7.
She can control them from the ground and blah 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 blah.
Or kind of like the Battle Marine, where she's flying like Drogon, and they just kind of follow that one.
Exactly like that. Because everybody assumes there's going to be 3, and they're probably right. But I'm just saying, I think people would be shocked if she's the only one that rides.
Yeah, and I'm thinking more and more though now about that scene with Tyrion, how worried he looks and where he's at on the cliffs. Like, is he going out there to?
We were talking about in the beginning.
We talked about this in the beginning. Yeah, he's going out there not just because he's on Dragonstone. There's nothing else to see there.
Yeah,
there's
man. You're
maybe.
Right.
I mean, and if he's looking at just like say ships coming into a bay or something, he can do that from the castle. There's no reason to be out there in that field unless he's going to try something. I'm just saying.
Well, I've got a question for you, if I can just interject real quick.
Absolutely.
All right, remember how, like, you tried to turn me on to the Star Wars animated series, and I was like, I don't really dig animated. You showed me that daggum scene, and I was like, that is awesome.
Clone Wars or Rebels or both?
It was the one with the awesome lightsaber battle.
Oh, that was the Clone Wars clip from Palpatine fighting Darth Maul and
his brother. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And I was like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, right.
And then you showed me the Blu-ray extras of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Okay, and that was an animated history, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be cool if, for budget reasons, they could show us, they could maybe do an animated series that shows some of the things everybody wants to see?
That would be cool.
I think it could be, because
for like a spin-off type thing, instead of having, it'd be a little bit smaller scale, obviously, but yeah, that would be cool, because those Blu-rays are bad.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It captured me, man.
And I love how the actors do the voices.
Yes.
I mean, they play themselves and tell you
history. If they would do that, they could really not worry about budget and CGI and all that shit, and really pull off some cool stuff and give us a lot of these backstories that everybody wants to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be great, and I can sit there and watch those all day. And it's just a straight up history lesson.
That's all it is.
It's not even a story to it.
Yeah,
they just tell you the stories. Let's see. All right, I see it's a super chat, but let me check Streamlabs really quick. All right.
Ethan.
Okay, Ethan again.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Ethan. No question. Just heading out. Hope you guys have a great week. See you next week. Keep it up. Thank you, Ethan, so much.
Thanks,
really appreciate
man. Be safe.
all your various Streamlab donations. Thanks, sir. All right, I think I saw a couple super chats, maybe. Yes, Kendra Handley. Thank you, Kendra. Lewin had a Valyrian link. Do you think Maesters either choose to believe in magic or the complete opposite, and there is no in between for them? Yeah, I think they can. They have the ability to choose whether to study it or not. So he did what he had to do to study it, but I don't know if he got a glass candle burning to even. So I don't really know how they earned that link.
Yeah.
They studied it, so they guess they get the link, but he didn't. Nobody was able to really get the glass candles burning, except until the dragons are born again in the world. And I'm sorry, what's his name? Marwyn does.
Yeah.
And there's other glass candles mentioned as well. So yeah, I think I don't think most of them believe it. I think it's kind of straight up like Lewin said. Most believe it probably was a thing, but most don't even think it's a thing at all, or don't, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They don't even really believe. If you read the World of Ice and Fire book, it's really great because it's from the perspective of a maester. So they tell you this story about how they think things went, or how things went, but then they have a little side note saying more than likely it wasn't really like this. More than likely it was just some, basically science. But we know what really happened. So it shows you that they really don't buy it because so much time's passed.
I'm looking forward to reading these books, man.
All right, and also from Will G, Chris, will we ever see Varys' death? How? If so, how? Good question, Will, and thank you for that donation. I've been questioning this little game. I did a video a couple weeks back, actually, or a week ago, I think. The other game between Littlefinger and Varys.
Yes.
I would love to see Varys survive this whole thing, honestly.
I would too. I
want him to survive only because even though he's done some despicable things, he's done it for what he considers good reasons and for the betterment. I do honestly believe he actually believes himself that he's doing it for the realm,
right? Versus
Littlefinger's for himself. I would love to see him survive this thing.
I would too.
It's like he told Ned in season 1.
That's where my mind was at.
He told Ned, "You're an honorable guy, and I would like to think, as strange as it may seem, that I am too."
That's right.
And I think it's true. He does the thing.
He's compassionate.
He does it for the right reasons. Now he will straight up kill your ass if he needs to get something done or have you killed.
All right.
But I think.
But he says, if so, how? Now put some thought into that.
Yeah, I mean, I would, to fit the story, I would say, a Littlefinger hit.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a Qyburn thing, but Qyburn's, it depends on Cersei and Qyburn.
To outsmart him and get close enough to kill him, you have to be somebody he trusts.
But I think Varys still owns his birds. I still think he would be in control of his birds and can overtake Qyburn and Cersei in that way, possibly even Littlefinger. If we see, for example, Littlefinger take off back to, if he's summoned, if he still wants to play this game somebody was asking about earlier, and he's summoned back to King's Landing, he'll have to go like he did and to leave Sansa with the Boltons.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see something where, maybe he goes back to King's Landing and Varys finds out about it, and he can have something done about it.
How many birds died during the explosion?
Well, I don't know, because that one ran out,
right.
that shanked what's his name, and disappeared, and so I don't know if anybody did.
Okay.
But I do think that they would still be loyal to Varys over Qyburn. All right, let's see. Am I stuck here? Or are we live? Okay, I think we're good. All right.
Yeah. Mew says 0.
Yeah, 0. Yeah, I agree. Good. I think so. I think the kid ran out, shanked him, and left, and that was it. That was the whole plan. Let's see here. Yeah, somebody. Where was that? I just saw Arthur R says Varys better stock up on candy if he means to get his little birds back. Yeah. I mean, who knew sugar plums ruled the damn world?
I know.
That's basically what it boils down to. Pepper Geiger says, do you think Dany will marry? If so, who and why? Pepper, I do think they are going in the direction of Jon. I mean, I think that's kind of what they hinted at last season when she said, when basically, if you think about who she got, it's just suitors in the Seven Kingdoms, and when she said, I'll have to marry somebody for political alliances, there's really nobody you can think of in the show anyway that is an eligible bachelor. So I think they're going to go the John, Danny route, but I don't know if they'll ever get to marriage.
It says, speaking of the Blu-ray thing, go up again. You'll see it. It's a dang, I didn't know you were that far down. Go up. Right there. The Hoyle Man.
Okay. Q&A's, the Hoyle Man's Q&A. Speaking of the Blu-ray histories and lore, do you think that because they did the Tourney at Harrenhal in season 6, narrated by Mira Reed, very true, they won't show it in season 7? I would imagine they probably would, because a lot of people hadn't seen those, for one,
right,
and it still needs to be seen in the main story, and we just got the general overview of Harrenhal. There's something we're missing there.
There is.
There's something we're missing, and whether it's the Night of the Laughing Tree, which we'll see if that's even in the show. I doubt it, but that may have been how they actually met the first time and fell in love. Even though Rhaegar had actually already sung a song and Lyanna cried, that's probably the first time they met. So I think we'd still see that. This one,
no,
Lala had.
Yep.
Lala Gig, Chris and James, by his wounds, wants to know. So by his wounds, thank you. Wants to know what Howland Reed's arc will be throughout the end of the show.
You got it figured out,
You want to tell
brother.
him? You want to tell him?
Yeah. Well, Howland Reed, Chris has sold me on this. He's in the God's Eye, and he will be there when this thing comes to an end.
Yep, I think so.
At the God's Eye, and he will also. I think his main thing will be to vouch for whoever tells John, or
Right.
he may tell John. Either way, he has an important role in that.
Right, because
Revealing
Bran
John.
saw it.
Yes.
He can vouch for it, but I think with the Tourney of Harrenhal we were just talking about, he has been there before to the God's Eye.
Yep.
And we talked about before that there's no reason that Howland Reed should not have been at the coronation of Robb.
No reason.
Or John, especially John. Robb I can understand because it was kind of out in the field
tents
somewhere.
and shit. Yeah.
But especially John, and he's got all the Northern Lords talking about the White Walkers and the war to come, and he brings the storm.
Yeah.
Howland Reed needs to be there, not hanging out at Greywater Watch. So Howland Reed's up to something, and he's one of the few characters in the whole entire novels, all of them in history, to go that we know of to visit the God's Eye. Not mentioned very much, so I think that's where he's been.
Carol got one.
Let's see, this one here. Carol Brown, Chris and King Tie-Dye Guy, Colin Gallant, Q&A. King Tie-Dye Guy. Now you got King Tie-Dye.
I'm loving it.
Oh, Lord. Q&A. Chris, who wins the fight for you?
Oh.
Who wins the fight for you, Val or Rorist? And what are your shirt sizes? Yeah. It's it's kind of, I gotta say, it's kind of cool having Val and Rorist,
Absolutely.
duking it out. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Rorist she's tough, but Val, don't let her fool you.
No.
She's a sneaky little thing. Val, I don't know if you and Rorist and all your guys watch or not. I saw Tarzan obviously, but no, that's I don't know. And my shirt size is extra large if you're talking about t-shirts, I guess.
And I'm a 2X.
So yeah, I just I wear an extra large. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll see it kind of Thrones. Maybe we'll see that mud wrestling match between Val and Rorist. Lala bets on Val. Oh, Mike Bushton, watch out, man. Val is bae.
Oh.
That's where you were. See, you were late to my stream on her. That's what it was, wasn't it, Mike? Carrie Nevis. Oh, thank you, Carrie, for the super chat donation for Sundrop. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much. Another
That's
Patreon.
fantastic.
Also, a super chat from Pagmatic. Thank you, Pagmatic. Ned gave Varys a letter in season 1. Any ideas on the content or who it was meant for? We talked about this before. This is the only thing that makes me think that Varys could know RLJ.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, he promised John to talk to him about his mother.
He did.
And
Ned meant it.
If Ned makes a
He
promise,
knew he was going to die, damn it.
Right. It seems like he would send that to John. So it's hard to say. Now, would Varys read it? Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Absolutely. He's going to read letters.
Master
But
Whispers.
we never saw him receive that, so we just don't know. Maybe that comes up in the end of this thing, or in
Yeah,
season
you mentioned
7.
that maybe when they're standing around, somebody says something and Varys goes, and
yes,
pulls it out.
Exactly. We talked about it a little bit before off a similar question, and that letter has not been opened, but when it's open, will we see the wax be popped?
Right.
Will we see the wax seal be gone?
And if it's gone, we understand.
Right. So that's I don't know. Is Varys honorable enough as far as Ned Stark goes? Because he really liked Ned, not to actually read that because he didn't think it had anything to do with like the important Dany stuff. So maybe he didn't read it.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's got it right there the whole time. So that's interesting. That could come up when Dany and Jon meet. I don't know.
Absolutely, be perfect time.
Be perfect time. He walks in, Varys is going to be there. And, oh, by the way, your father.
And we've said, maybe we'll see the dragons when Jon comes.
Yeah, so another little hint with another little thing that builds up and builds up for a final confirmation. Good. I'm glad you brought the letter up again. We talked about it a few weeks back. But yeah, that's interesting. So we'll see what happens.
We're getting close to our record viewers, man. I'm excited.
Are we? What's our record
guys.
here? What we're at 638?
I think the highest I've ever seen is 648.
648, really? We're at 645. Is that right?
Yeah. So yeah, tell your friends, get them on here. Let's break a record tonight.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. All right, let's see. Let me check Streamlabs really quick. I saw a couple things flash, but it could have been subscribers. Okay, still good there, I think. Did I just refresh that? I don't even remember if I just switched over. That's pretty bad, ain't it?
Yes, okay, we're good.
All right. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, so let's grab a...
Ferrari says, take the hat off. 100K. Get everybody to subscribe, and I'll take the damn hat off.
Absolutely, man.
And I don't... Look, I didn't start that thing, man. I did not start that mess, man. I don't know.
No.
Peter says, I am that 650.
No. Cool.
Do we have were we up there at some point? It dropped a little bit.
We're tied in my eyes of the highest I've ever seen.
I saw something there. Three-way, yeah, Jonathan. Right. Ida says, love you guys. Thanks. Thank you, Ida. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. I don't know. Thank you, T, for subscribing. I see somebody listens there and subscribing.
Thanks.
Thank you, T. Let's see. Am I
since
live?
You just subscribed, I'll just go ahead and tell you we do this every Sunday night at 10 o'clock.
That's Carson said, man, that would give you views. yeah.
You damn Skippy.
Yeah, we'll try to stream that from Con. Now everybody's putting their number in 653.
That's super, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're at 654. Well, now it jumped back down. I don't know. It's up and down a few here to there. Warden of the Dawn. I like numbers too. Yeah, it's. Jason says I'm on 2 phones, so I'm helping.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's.
And thanks Ferrari. If 50,
there it is.
You can't leave James out of that 3-way. What's up? I'm chopped liver over here. That's all right.
Well, we'll see if we can get something going on your channel, man. Maybe you
man.
get some. Let's see. Yes, Big Cincy. Let's get some more likes. We're at 653. That's right. We should at least have 600 likes, shouldn't we? I don't know.
Jonathan Haymaker's story of my life, brother.
Let's see. By the way, is anybody watching the game? Is anybody?
It's probably over.
Is it
right?
over? If somebody has it on or
Amanda.
let us know the score, please.
Shit.
What happened?
Nothing.
Was that Amanda Brooking?
Yes.
Oh, whoa! I'll just let you know. You know what that.
I need sunglasses.
Jake says the Warriors won. Hot damn! I knew it. We saw them up by like 12 or 13 when we last checked.
Oh, that's somebody says
another blowout again.
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I respect LeBron, but I'm tired of the damn conversation, honestly. Oh, 132 to 111.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that more? That's, yeah. Damn.
Carla Maria says, Chris and James, is it true the final season is not coming out 2019? You're going to have to reiterate this a few times.
Yeah. We did talk about this a couple of times, but I understand everybody's jumping off and on. But so the basic deal is that it's not written in stone. It's not written in stone that it's going to be 2019. They're just giving Dan and Dave time to write season 8. They have not written it yet, so usually they start writing like during the season or probably in post-production stuff, I'd imagine.
Right.
And then so you got 10 weeks of them writing while the show's going on. They take a break, and then they start pre-production and all that good stuff and rewrites or whatever. So apparently they haven't written any of it, and they're just giving them extra time to do that. So that may push season 8 back, and it may be just kind of late like it was this year. I don't know how fast they write, no idea. Or if they have any outlines, I have no clue.
I like your logic.
So... It could be 2019, and that's fine if it is, because
Sure.
it's they want to make sure the article's premise was basically, we're going to get this right before we focus on any prequel stuff, and I want them to get it right.
Because you were like comparing it to Lost the other day.
Yes,
And so
I don't
you
know if anybody
wanna blow
watched
the
Lost
end,
here,
you
but
know?
yeah, if anybody knows the ending of Lost, you don't want that to happen to Game of Thrones. Think about that. There would be riots. All right, let's see. What are we at? Almost 2 hours again already?
Yeah, man, we were rocking.
I think we got another stream from Bo Snow. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, Bo Snow, thank you. Bo, last question. Do you think Littlefinger will pit the Stark girls against each other, letting Arya see the letter Sansa wrote to Robb saying Ned was a traitor? Will Bran be the one to show them Littlefinger betrayed Ned via Weirwood? Basically, yeah. I don't know if the Robb letter comes into it, because they already knew that it was Cersei's words, or Cersei making her write that. So I don't know if that particular letter comes into it. That's probably long gone by now. But I do think that Bran will actually help somebody understand what actually happened.
I actually forgot about that letter, though.
Also, it could be the Hound. If we said before,
Hey, now.
if the Hound goes north, most people that go north stop by Winterfell, and on the way back they stop by Winterfell. So if the Hound goes north and they're not taking a boat to like Eastwatch or something by the sea, they would go by Winterfell, and the Hound knows what Littlefinger did.
Yeah.
So the Hound Arya reunion right there, and then he tells Arya, by the way, that little cunt is the one that held a knife to your daddy's throat. There you go. So
it'd be good to see Sansa and the Hound.
Yes, and reunite.
Yeah,
we were talking about that a little bit the other day on the podcast too. That was it a love thing with them, or was it more of a protection thing, or a little bit of both? So that's still remains to be a question. Books is definitely a little bit of interest there.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's more
awesome.
Oh, I just refreshed the wrong page. All right, sorry guys. I'm refreshing my stream here. No, we should be fine. I don't think we blinked or anything. It's just my stream. Okay, let's see.
Thanks, Tarzan.
Yeah, Tarzan doing look. Tarzan's he's a great moderator.
He really
man.
is. He's been rocking all night, man.
He knows what's up. He's throwing out likes and
said he's on it. As far as maybe I don't know what he was talking about.
Let's see. Mike Bushnell, the Hound, wanted that reward money. Yeah, he did, but he also cared, man. He started letting down that guard a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 655, is that over our thing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So every new viewer's a record. Is that right? I thought we were 680 one time. I could have swore.
And it's possible. I was thinking 648. Maybe it was 684. But we're close. We're having a good night.
Yeah, 700 would be awesome. See that? That'd be cool.
Oh, Tarzan's got one. Travel by Trivia says James Paul Davies Q&A. Hey, Smokescreen team. Danny Rise Drogon, who would be your dream team of dragon riders, and which dragon would they be riding?
Yeah.
It's definitely Danny, Tyrion, and Jon.
I think it has to be.
It
definitely has to be Jon.
That's the dream team.
I think Jon would be on Rhaegal, because he's Rhaegar, named after Rhaegar, his father. And I think it was Tony Teflon who actually came up with a video probably a year or more ago. Tony has a really good older video about that theory, about the colors and stuff. Like,
oh, cool.
Rhaegal is green and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if he did the name. I think he did the colors. I'm pretty sure. So shout out to Tony Teflon for that, because I want to give credit where credit's due. I have a lot of stuff in my head. I don't know where it comes from sometimes,
right.
And I don't want to take anybody's thing, but. I think it was the color thing, and then you had Viserion, who's more of a cream and gold, and their eyes are just got like molten gold as in Lannister gold.
Right, man.
That kind of fits Tyrion.
That is really cool.
So I think that would be, that's a pretty typical answer, I think. But as far as who they would ride, I think that hints at that. I agree with that.
Ferrari says, will the Hounds take over Ramsay's Hounds?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he's. I don't know. They do have.
They need a better daddy, or I don't know. They might need to be put down.
Whoa, Amanda, easy now, easy. You don't want me to take that off. No, you don't want to see that. You don't want that to happen. Trust me. Let's see. All right, we're caught up there. All right. Okay, we're at an hour 55. You want to take a quick break and come back? What you want to do?
Sure. Yeah. I think I just saw.
Oh, okay. We got a super chat.
come
We got a
in.
super chat.
It's Jason Weeks, Warden of the North. Thanks, Jason. Says, doesn't seem that the prophecies are coming true. Prince that was promised, etc. Except Maggie the Frog about marrying the king with 3 children. Any other prophecies that have come true or not true?
Yeah, I mean the main ones basically, Jason, and that's a good question. It makes you question prophecy because the Maggie the Frog thing is happening because Cersei is self-fulfilling that.
Sure, yeah, that happens a lot, I believe.
Obviously, you do have the Azor Ahai. It seems to be working though. It seems to be happening, but it's happening with 2 people. Dany is literal. She literally did all the things.
Nobody's expecting it. None of those, red priests and priestesses are
right,
expecting
exactly the literal thing.
Yeah,
and then you have Jon who's fitting it metaphorically. So you got to question that as well. But you also have the Miriam Oz-Dur prophecy is another one I'll throw out there at you, which is, she asks when Khal Drogo will be back to normal.
Yeah,
and basically she's telling her to go to hell. It never happened, is what she's saying. But the way she says it, she's like, when the mountains blow in the wind like leaves, when the sun sets in the east and rises in the west. And that, I think that can be happening too in a way. And that doesn't mean you're going to see Drogo again, but you would see Dany again essentially as the new Khal.
Okay.
I think. So I think in the books, and I don't think they'll make a big deal of this in the show, but the books you have the marine pyramids are being tore up by the dragons. They're not in this, pit or tunnel. They're tearing up the pyramids. That could be the mountains blowing in the wind. You have Quentin Martell, which is the whole Dornish storyline they cut out.
Yeah.
Doran sent his son Quentin over to marry Dany to fulfill the old pact they had, and that was the sun that set in the west and rose in the west and set in the east because he is now probably dead. He got burned up thinking he could go in there and just handle some dragons. So you have stuff like that too that seem to be kind of happening too, if it's a direct correlation. But that's the thing about prophecy; it's hard to tell. And Marwyn says that it's a bitch in the book, so it's questionable to whether it's actually going to happen. All right, let's see here. Let's see. So thank you, Jason, for that. Let me double check this. All right. So I think we're good there. So I tell you what, we'll take a quick stretch break. My back is about to break, and we'll come back in just a couple minutes.
These stools can be
we got
rough.
6:56. All right. So I know people drop off for a few minutes when we leave, but that's fine. When we come back, let's just get this damn thing to 700.
Let's do it.
Tweet it out or share it or whatever. Because we're hanging out.
I understand you might click away and go watch another video while we're on break or whatever.
Sure.
But when you come back, bring your friends back, man.
Yeah, we got Riddick over here. He's got to go. So yeah, let's do that. We'll take 3 or 4 minutes and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out. And we are back, and I see, what is Roris up in here?
She is. I welcomed her.
Let's see. All right. Let me check Streamlabs really quick. Everybody still hear us good, I'm assuming. Let's see. Streamlabs. Okay, we're good there. 524. We lost 100. We lost 150 people.
Quee W says Roris is probably a catfish.
Oh Lord. Amanda Stewart says, "Let's just stay up all night, Chris and James."
I'm down.
Yeah. You got to work, man.
I do.
You got to work.
I'm having so much fun.
Let's see. Sam Flanagan, Roris, what styles of black belts have you earned? She's earned a few. Oh. That's something we found out was pretty cool. Roris has a friend who has studied the same martial art I did, so that was very cool. Interesting, small world.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, small world. Okay, I thought I saw a super chat come in from MLV.
Yes.
Thank you, MLV.
Thank you.
I see the $20 donation. I do not see a question. So if you have a question, yeah, please type that or get it to a moderator. Make sure we get that. Thank you.
What the hell, Jason? James no cheese. What the?
What?
I don't know.
What?
It says James.
Doctor's note for everyone. Janine says. Yeah. Anybody can write with those? The Dork Knight. How do we donate? Dork Knight, you can donate via super chat, which is a little. There's a little dollar sign right below the chat there, or you can also click the description, and there's a link in there to Streamlabs, and that is kind of the Con of Thrones fund. That's the little ticker and the little bar you see there on the screen. And you can donate there with PayPal or credit card. But don't feel obligated. We're answering everybody's question regardless.
Right.
Monica Simon, first time chatting. Hello, Monica. Welcome.
Welcome.
Let's see here. We're up to 525, so we're down. We're way down because we took a break, I guess. Oh well. Let's see here. Yeah, Lala. Thank you, Lala. She's posting the Streamlab links there for whoever asked that.
Very cool.
Mike says you can send him money. He'll get it to us for sure. Let's see here. What was that? Did you get that? Ducks said Ducks Bellerum Q&A. Did you guys hear that Bethesda is making a Game of Thrones game? No, I have not actually. What is that all about?
That would be really cool. We're all about some games over here.
Yes, and that damn store down the road has all those games. There's a very cool.
Oh, man.
We mentioned this probably. Well, it's been a couple months now.
It has, yeah.
We found this store, or James found this store, a mile away.
1 mile away.
And I've never known this small little shopping center that's really old. It was really popular when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We were kids. But now there's this damn cool collectible store. It's got everything, and they got all these games. They have all these pops. They have all the Black series stuff and collectibles.
Yeah.
You name
anything
it.
From
it's
trading
awesome.
cards, comic books, memorabilia.
And a lot of Game of Thrones shit.
He got his daughter an awesome, huge memorabilia, like a autographed picture of her favorite softball pitcher.
Yeah, Jenny Finch.
Yeah.
We went to a Jenny Finch camp a couple years ago, a pitching camp, and she got to meet her and hold her gold medals and take a picture.
That's so cool.
But then that was down there when you found that place, and that was an awesome little store. I went by there yesterday and they were closed.
Be damn.
Let's see here. All right.
Landon keeps asking, wanting to go back.
Who?
Landon.
Oh, does he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they closed early apparently on Saturday. Let's see. Kendra, super chat. Kendra Handley again. Thank you, Kendra. Do you believe the theory that Robin is Littlefinger's son?
And I do. We've answered this before. I buy it wholeheartedly.
I don't see any reason why he can't be. He kind of fits.
No, John Aaron's sperm was no good because he's old. I'm just saying. I believe it's. Right. I believe he is Littlefinger's son.
Yeah, he had to, he was shooting blanks. Old John Aaron. No, I mean I don't really think about either way, but I don't see why not.
The way Lysa acts, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and Robin's story kind of fits Littlefinger's backstory if you're familiar with that, with the whole Catelyn fight and everything with Brandon Stark. So that's some evidence that could be. Let's see, John. Yeah, exactly, Deborah. That's what I was saying. John Aaron shooting blanks. Let's see here. John Leo says, let me stop it. John Leo Q&A. If you go to the minute mark 301 through 310 in episode 1 of season 2 in the show,
I was just watching this last night.
I think that's the young waif wiping the blood up. I think that's why she hated Arya, because she was there while Sansa was the queen. Ah,
No
interesting.
shit.
So, on the King's Road. Oh no, season 2, episode 1. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, name day.
Okay.
Joffrey's
Yes.
name day.
Oh, that's interesting. I'd have to check that out. I'm not quite there yet for the. That's another thing I got to get back to. I got the next set ready to film of the damn foreshadowing series. I'm a little behind. I'm sorry. A lot of stuff going on, but yeah, I'll get there very soon. I'm almost done with season 1. Let's see. Did I see? I thought I saw something a minute ago on. Was it Streamlabs or not? Nope. We're good. I think. I guess I refreshed that, didn't I? I don't even remember. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Lionel Pritchard and the Wolfington Brothers.
Awesome
wow, that's a
name.
long name. Yeah, Lionel Pritchard and
Sounds
the
like a
Wolfington Brothers. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, it sounds like a band or something.
Q&A. Do you think that Jon is Lightringer, forged in water, joining the Night's Watch, forged in the heart of a lion, killing Half-Hand, and forged in the heart of a woman he loves equals Yeager? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting. I think he could. I will say that I don't think Lightbringer is a literal sword.
Right.
Said that many times. Jon could very well be Lightbringer in a metaphorical way, and there's a lot of ways you can make that fit, and other people for that matter. I did a video, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago now, about how Rhaegar, even though he's dead, and no, I don't believe he's Mance Rayder or anything like that. I think that he could be, in a sense, because he had 3 attempts at marriage, and the third one resulted in Jon. The first one he didn't marry anybody, but he Aerys sent Robert Baratheon's grandfather over to find a suitable wife for Rhaegar in Essos, and that's when they found Patchface and came back and everybody died except for Patchface, so that was a failure in water. The second time was Elia Martell, and a lion, essentially a lion, killed her and his children through, I mean, it was the mountain, but under Tywin's orders, more than likely. And the third time was a charm. We saw Jon be born from Lyanna, and she was sacrificed in a sense because she died during childbirth. So there's a lot of ways you could kind of make that fit. Let's see. What somebody's saying 450 likes. Did we get 450? Yeah. Well, we're on 449. I see, and 568 viewers. So we're climbing again. We're climbing.
We are.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we just saw that one. All right, let's see. We have. Did you see one? Were you pointing at something?
Just pause it. Let's see. Danny Joyce 7 says Q&A. Do you think the book's ending will be very different from the show's ending?
I don't. Danny Joyce 7. I think it's basically gonna be the same. I mean,
as far as they stray away, excuse me.
Yeah.
You think they'll get back to the common
absolutely.
ending?
It's going to be the same. It's based off the story. It's not going to be a different ending in big events like, you know, RLJ and all that. It's not going to be different. It's just it can't be. Otherwise, it's a completely different story. So yeah, I think it basically will end the same way. Yeah, obviously, there's going to be, you know, some variations, obviously, but yeah, I mean, it's going to come back to the same place.
I want you to answer the one right below it, Adrian Brooks, if you would.
All right, Adrian Brooks, Q&A. How would have Ned have known Syrio Forel, and does give him connections to Bravos? I can't remember being explained in the books. Yeah, that's right. It's not explained, and that's kind of the reason.
Okay.
That's kind of the reason that he comes from nowhere. Like, you know, he just randomly called this. What do you look up in the phone book
That's
for
what
water
I was
dancers?
just going to ask you.
Exactly. So that's kind of why it's like odd that he showed up there at the right time, like offering lessons.
Yeah.
So that drives the jacking stuff as well.
It does, doesn't it?
And I think it makes perfect sense. I mean, it's said that it didn't happen. It's not the case, but I think it makes sense. Keegan Thomas, another. Something's going. Is there a new thing going on with the Night King? Apparently, Bran Stark is the Night King. No, I don't think so. In the sense of being the actual person, Bran is. I mean, as powerful as he is, unless it's some new, you know, thing he learns to do, he can't manifest himself physically in different times to be other people like the original Bran the Builder. I think it would be very cool if he's like named after himself. I mean, that sounds really cool, but I don't think we're going to see that.
I saw Hoonjive.
Hoonjive, yeah. See, we promised Hoon, and Hoon became a executive producer on Patreon because we're not going to wear those damn whatever they're called. That was the promise. Hunjive Q&A. Yar always calls Theon little brother. Any chance he's the Valonqar? Since Cersei will probably kill Yar. That's a great point.
It is.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's certainly possible. It's still open to interpretation. I still think it's Jaime, but I could be completely wrong. I would love to see Jaime just kind of leave and go, hang out with Jon and crew and whatever, and get involved in the bigger thing. But that's cool. That's a cool. That's the little things in the books like that give you hints, like what people call each other and stuff like that.
All right, here's one for you to answer real quick.
Maria
Phillips and the one right below it.
Okay, Maria Phillips. What the fuck is Streamlabs? Maria Streamlabs is just a separate thing. That's what you see, the little donation bars up top and the little bar there for. It's just a way of raising money to go to Con of Thrones for us. And the link is in the description. You can donate through that, and it comes to, you can do PayPal or credit card. And it's a separate thing from Super Chat on YouTube.
No, I was wanting you to answer one right below it also.
Oh, did I?
I want to hear what you say about that.
It would scroll? Oh, there
right
we go.
There. Yeah, Donnie Lyons.
Donnie Lyons, Q&A. Have they ever mentioned who the Maester was that delivered Jon? I can't imagine Rhaegar wouldn't have left one at Tower Joy. Yeah, they never. No, we don't know. We assume there had to be. Like in the show, you saw Ned say, "Is there a Maester? Get her some water," but there was just those two women. So no.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if it was expected. We just don't know.
Is that a Maester's duty? Because I never thought about that until.
Yeah, as far as medical, being the child birther and medical, in a castle, absolutely.
Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah, it was one of those things where she's hidden off somewhere, and
They're
Rhaegar.
busy men, man.
Yeah, they do everything. So yeah, that's what makes, that's part of the mystery. Is who was there, who knows besides Wyla, the wet nurse, and Ned, obviously, and Howland Reed. Other than that, we really don't know.
Okay.
And we don't know the fate of Wyla either. If she's still in Starfall alive, or she's dead, or she's
good question
somewhere else. No idea.
All right, I've picked the last couple. Go ahead.
Let's see here.
What we got?
Got a super chat. I didn't see it.
Leandro Garcia.
Leandro Garcia. Thank you. But there is no question, Leandro. I'm not sure if you had a question. If you did, please retype that, or maybe try to find a moderator.
There's Big Cincy again.
Colin, there's one for you there, James. Colin Gallant, Q&A. Any chance on me getting a signed tie-dye shirt? I would definitely hang it with all my other GOT memorabilia.
if you know.
And if you could change one aspect of your channel, what would it be? Is that your channels? What would it be? Huh? Interesting.
Okay. So maybe he's not trolling me, because I'd absolutely give you a autographed tie-dyed shirt.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, I still don't get that. That feels odd to me. That, like, you would put it with your GOT memorabilia.
Man.
Like, I mean, that's very cool. And if I could change one aspect of my channel and your channel, I guess too, what would it be? I don't know, man. I'm always thinking about this damn channel. I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm trying to, Game of Thrones and Ice and Fire is my main thing. I love it. I can't stop thinking about it, but I also want to pivot and do some other things too. And a lot of people point out shows like, please check this out, and do movie videos on it. And I would love to, but I just don't have time.
Yeah.
I did do Westworld in the first season. Season 2 is not till 2018, so that'll be a while off. I think I started American Gods, so I'm going to give it a couple more episodes and see if I want to go that route. But I want to expand on other things, and that's one of the reasons I do the podcast. I mean, because I can talk about some other nerdy stuff with good friends,
right?
And not just be in the Game of Thrones box. We talk about Marvel and DC and all the other movie reviews and all that stuff. But I have done movie reviews on this channel. They just don't do well. It's like at all.
The funny thing for me is, like, knowing you for as long as I've known you, and you have so many interests. You're interested in a ton of things.
Yes. And
it's not just nerdy stuff, and it's not just sports. I mean,
right.
You have a very broad, range of interests, and I guess you found your sweet spot as far as YouTube's concerned. But there's a lot in this guy's head, man. You have
I mean, that's the thing. I literally have thought about, like, there was a martial arts stuff. I've been into martial arts my whole life. A martial arts channel. All these other things that I'm interested in besides just TV, and I don't actually watch a lot of TV and movies. I used to watch a lot of movies. I'll take that back. I'm a movie buff, but now it's odd. We were talking about on the podcast one episode. It's odd how you start a channel, you get into Game of Thrones, and you do videos about it, and then you don't have time to watch TV anymore and do other videos, other types of videos. All right,
James, are you sick? You need to take care of yourself, especially before con. I don't think I'm sick. It's funny you say that. My son stayed with me this weekend, and he started showing signs of being sick today. I hope I didn't catch anything. I don't feel sick.
All right, let's see. Just see a super chat. A couple of super chats come in. Frank Lawrence, thank you, Frank. I don't see a question though, Frank. So if you have a question, please feel free to retype that. A Hester 5638. Thoughts on the Night's Queen theory? Which theory? I'm not. Are you referring to Cersei? Maybe, probably.
Oh yeah.
I think that's possible. A lot of people think because of the Long Walk teaser and she did the breath that teased that. I think it would be interesting because she's not going to believe it, and then she ends up being she wanted to be queen all her life, and hates men for it and all that stuff, which is understandable as far as the political side of things, but. That she ends up getting this throne for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And the younger, more beautiful queen comes over and says,
"No, damn it, man.
No, you got to get off my throne." And then she tries to end up screwing everybody over, ends up the actual Night's Queen in a very unnatural way, the way she didn't expect, under the control of somebody again. I would love it personally, so I don't think it's going to happen necessarily.
She's already had the walk of shame, Chris. Come on.
Yeah, because I think she's making this prophecy actually be fulfilled. She's self-fulfilling this prophecy of Maggie the Frog, so she's going to get choked out. So I would like the idea, if that's what you're referring to. So thank you, Hester, and also Daniel Green. Thank you, Super Chat.
Thanks a lot, both of you.
Can you talk about the White Walkers' chain of command? Are they too damn organized to be a bunch of meat-eating zombies? The Night King wants something. Yeah, that's the interesting part. In the books, we don't have a de facto leader, so we don't have a Night King. They just took the old Night's King tale and kind of gave him the name for the show is kind of who can refer to their leader.
Right.
So in the books, it's just the others, and we don't have any kind of perspective of theirs at all. But their armor is described as beautiful, and they're described as beautiful, actually. They do have a language of some sort. It sounds icy and cold. You hear in the beginning, very first, the prologue of Game of Thrones, in the very first episode in season 1, we see way more Royce and Garrett and those guys up north, and it's described that he hears them talking and basically laughing at way more Royce when Garrett's up in a tree.
I know, that's a creepy scene.
And so if you think about armor that reflects everything and that kind of in a language, then you think about a society. Do they have a white blacksmith?
Exactly.
Or are they just like making, because like on the show, obviously it's made, it's not ice. So yeah, I mean, we just don't know because there's just not enough information. We know more about them on the show than we do the books. Let's see. Oh, and yeah, really quick, Daniel, as far as what the Night King wants.
I was getting ready to say the same thing.
Yes, we talk about that in A Dragon Raised by Wolves, and our guess is that he wants to get to the God's Eye. He wants to meet his maker, because I don't think all the children are gone in the show or the books, actually.
Right.
I think they've kind of missed the very couple obscure references to the Isle of Faces, and I think that's on purpose. He wants to meet his maker, and we have a couple of ideas that I'll let you check that out, because it's not just like killing everybody necessarily, or just going after John, who might be the Prince of His Promise. There's a couple other options there I think is pretty good.
Check it out.
We'll see. We may be completely off, and that's fine too. But it was fun doing them.
I think they might want their humanity back. I'll just say that.
That's an option. That's an option. So thank you, Carol Brown. Thank you, Carol. You're still in the bed going with your and moderating and donating.
Thank you.
Chris, Master of Whispers and King Tie-Dye Guy. That's okay.
I love this.
Master of Whispers. That's okay. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right.
You were called Got Sensei or something before.
That's true. That's true. Got Sensei was pretty cool. Theme night for you both at Con of Thrones.
Or booth.
Oh, booth. Yeah. Oh, theme night for your booth at Con of Thrones. Tie-dye toga and rompa party. Woo woo. Oh man, that would be. Man, we have.
Carol, you better come out there. I'm just telling you.
Yes, you better be there for that. We're gonna do the tie-dye onesie, toga, and everything else. Apparently,
The kilt.
yeah, the kilt. Damn, we got all kinds of shit. And the one piece thingy, like you always forget the name of.
Rompa.
Yeah, there you go. Also, Nerd Factor. What's up, Nerd Factor? How are you? Hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you for the
Thank you so much.
donation in Super Chat. Bittersweet ending. Others defeated, but the conflict for the throne still on the table. For everyone dead, but the others defeated. Very possible. Very possible that they defeat the threat, but there's still the political bullshit. They don't change from the patriarchy and all that, and that would be a bittersweet ending. You getting hot?
Just a little bit. When I laugh and get embarrassed, I think.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But I think the idea is that they will decide, because if there's going to be still the politics involved, battle for the throne, for etc., then I would think there would still be another threat, like a pact that just pushes it off for another 8,000 years.
Yeah.
I think this thing's got to come to an end. So we talked a lot bit more about that in Dragon.
It's cyclical if they don't do something.
Yeah, if they don't change it, it just will be another cycle. And then I would say there'll be a pact, and they'll go back somewhere for a while for whatever reason. But anyway, good question. That's interesting. There's a lot of ways Bittersweet could go. Let's see. Let me check Streamlabs.
What the fuck is Streamlabs?
Yeah, I know. Okay, thank you, Michelle Hanks. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
Q&A, what do you think of the theory that the crypts of Winterfell being an early version of Bloodraven's cave, and Winterfell was built around it? The Iron Swords kept the Starks entombed there from being werewood snacks. Theory by N Deep Geek on YouTube. Okay, yeah, I think the crypt thing is interesting because you have the swords, the bronze sword across their laps, and most of them are actually gone, and it actually scares Ned in the books. We were talking about that on the podcast, or maybe no, it was on Roris, I think, her channel the other day. Somebody asked a similar question. So yeah, it's interesting because they believe that it's kind of a superstition, I would say.
Yeah.
To Ned that's supposed to keep spirits in tune, but that may kind of hint at something going on with magic. Obviously, Bran the Builder raised it using magic for the wall, so people assume magic in Winterfell, magic in Storm's End, and possibly even the High Tower at Old Town. So I'm not sure about the whole crypts thing. It may be an overblown thing, but then again, it could be exactly what you're saying. But that's interesting. I haven't actually heard of Winterfell, the crypts being an early version of the cave. Now, I do know that the crypts were there before Winterfell, so they chose that spot to build Winterfell on.
Right.
So yeah, the crypts are much larger than Winterfell and much older. So that's interesting. That could have very well been, and of course the name Winterfell. But then again, a fell is also like a flat piece of land, if I'm not mistaken, an old term for that. So that's pretty interesting. I'll have to look into the cave idea. But I'm sure there is a Godswood there, and there are werewoods everywhere. So it very well could be. So thank you.
Good question.
Let's see. I thought I saw a super. Yeah, Doc Holliday again. Thank you, Doc Holliday. Does Bran try to communicate with Arya in the trailer? It seems she is looking for things several times, possibly where a voice is coming from like Ned at Tower of Joy. I don't know. That's interesting. You're saying possibly Bran reaching out to her in some way, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, like there's a voice coming from somewhere. She's looking for where it's coming from.
I actually think what you're talking about in the trailer, what I think you're referring to with Arya, you see the cold breath. She's making a fire. We obviously see her traveling north.
Yeah.
It's getting colder because in the first one she's in there's no snow on the ground. The second little shot there's snow. She's building a fire.
And then she's looking under a bed. Looks like
yeah,
he's saying she might be hearing a voice.
Yeah, I think actually the thing in the woods making a fire is going to be just a guess, just speculation. So no spoilers, but I mean I don't know any spoilers besides the one part apparently. But I think it's Nymeria. I think we see Nymeria again. The reunite, her and Nymeria reunited.
Well, I like what you said. You think it might be Nymeria's POV.
Yeah, it's like this is kind of a low shot.
Yeah, I like
she's
when you
creeping
said that.
and then she's looking around.
Yeah.
But then in Winterfell, I said in the trailer breakdown video before I saw the pictures that were released the following day.
Right.
So I got the video done as quick as possible, and then the pictures came out with her with the blade, Littlefinger's blade. So I think at first I was just like, I really couldn't guess much. I was like, maybe she's paranoid. She's looking in her old room, perhaps. But now that I see the blade, I think that's what she's looking for in Littlefinger's chambers.
Well, I'm putting what you're saying and what Doc's saying together, and maybe Bran leads her to that damn blade.
Very well could be. Very well could be. That's interesting. Yeah. But the thing is, they didn't make her a warg, or any Stark kid a warg for that matter, except for Bran, like they are in the books. So I would think if they were going to do that, they would introduce like those things sooner.
No, he's saying like Bran was able in a vision to yell to Ned. Ned heard him.
Oh, yes.
So he could, in a vision, yell to her while she's there and lead her to that damn blade.
Yeah, but I think he'll actually be there. I mean, I think he'll be there, actually physically be there.
I see what you're saying.
Now, yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible.
Definitely a Streamlabs.
All right. Let me refresh that. Where are we at? We got 491 likes and 572 viewers. What do we need? We need 9 more likes for 500?
Heck yeah.
Let's see. Cassie RN. Thank you, Cassie. Y'all are my fave. Appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you too.
Appreciate the Streamlabs donation. And I did see a couple of super chats, I think. Ella B.
Yeah.
Or Bay. I'm not sure. I guess that's B.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's not a question there, though, Ella. I'm not sure if you meant to have a question.
I like your little picture. Sorry.
Yeah. Is that a heart locket? Also, Frank Lawrence, again, thank you so much, Frank, but there's no question there. So I don't know if you mean to have that. And also Will G, again, thank you, Will. Any chance we see an attempted or successful breach of the Eyrie, my favorite stronghold?
Mine too.
It is badass. Baelish is going out on the moon door by Sansa or someone else. I think, I don't think we're necessarily going to see a breach. I think Sansa will just get the power from inside, internally. So as far as the moon door thing, I would love to see Littlefinger go out the moon door, but I've said this a couple times. I would love him to go out the old tower at Winterfell. I think somebody needs to go out that damn window.
Somebody does.
Somebody needs to go out that window, and really the only person I can think of to fit that is Littlefinger. It's the only one left of that time. I mean, I guess you could see Jaime going out it, but I don't think there's going to be a revenge thing on Jaime.
There's no way I wouldn't ride that cart up with the vegetables and shit that Catelyn did.
That's right.
There's no way I would choose any other option.
And in the books, man, it's a mule on a path like this wide.
I know.
That's it. I mean, that's
terrible.
Yeah, I'm getting on the cart too. I mean the lift.
The lift, yeah.
I'll take my chances with rope. Let's see here. Robin goes to the moon door. Yes, Atsy Girl says Robin goes to the moon door. That would be fine with me, honestly. I don't really care.
He's so anxious for somebody to go flying, mommy. Make him fly.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for Robin, honestly. Sweet Robin, whatever. He's a spoiled little brat. That would be fine. Fine with me.
Let's see if some of the moderators have pulled questions up that we missed.
Let's see.
Yeah, it says we were trying to get Big Cincy heard. It looks like.
Okay, so we have a. Let's see. I thought I just had one there. My Rick Grimes. Hey, nice to meet you, Rick Grimes.
Wow.
Favorite character, one each. Tyrion.
Yeah, he's hard not to like.
Yeah,
I'm a Samwell Tarly guy.
Yep. Okay, here it is. Tarzan's grabbed it from James. Big Cincy.
Oh, Q&A. Do you think the Queen of Thorns will tell Cersei she and Littlefinger killed Joffrey as a last minute screw you unbeknownst to Littlefinger? Hey, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I never thought much about that, but I like that idea. She's the kind of person that would like to do a last minute screw you.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Queen of Thorns this year, because she's back at Highgarden. Well, we saw her in Dorne, but she's going to go back to Highgarden, and I think the Lannisters are going there. Cersei blames shit on them.
When I heard you say that on either a video or something you said, I can't remember. I thought about her.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, makes you worry about her. But that would get Littlefinger. You know, you got the Stark side, and then you're gonna have he's still like in league with Cersei, and she like rats him out.
Wow,
she's gonna die anyway.
Wow,
that would be awesome. Actually, good thought.
It really is a good thought.
Let's see. Let me catch up here. Did I see another super chat? I thought I did.
Yeah. You have.
Yes. Okay. Nerd Factor again. Thanks
so much.
sir. Thoughts on Sam and Gendry finding a way to mix dragonglass and steel to create poor man's Valyrian steel?
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think that Valyrian steel may actually be a ingredient, so to speak, for Valyrian steel, but I don't think they're going to go that route to try to make a lot of that again. They don't have time. And I think it requires blood sacrifice.
Yep.
I think they mentioned that in Qohor, and I think the Nisa tale is basically telling us how Valyrian steel is made, and I don't think they're going to go that route.
And we've talked about how you don't need a lot of it because it's only good against the White Walkers themselves.
The White Walkers themselves.
And there's not many of them. So
Right.
you don't need to forge a lot of Valyrian steel swords or anything.
Yeah, you could have Valyrian steel swords and dragonglass arrowheads and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, a poor man's Valyrian steel. I mean, I just think
it's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea, but I just think there's only one way to make it, and that's fire and blood and magic and dragon fire. Perhaps it seems to be. So I wouldn't see them. I mean, they'll probably try. I would think they would probably go to Dragonstone not only just to meet Dany, but try to convince her, hey, can we take a shit ton of this dragonglass with us? We'll need it. So I think that's the route they'll go. It makes more sense logistically, I guess, to speak, because if they find out like Sam finds out in the Citadel, they're not going to be killing people to make Valyrian steel. Super chat from 327 Stargirl. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Q&A. Could Jon and Sansa marry, since Game of Thrones parallels the War of the Roses? In real life, Elizabeth of York, redhead, married Henry John. I think it's possible, but I don't think they're going that route. I mean, I know it does follow parallels with War of the Roses.
And I know nothing about that. It was a movie, I remember.
I think that Jon maybe offered Alice, or Elise, however you want to pronounce it, Karstark. She's going to be in season 7. She's in that room there with when Jon's in there at the meeting with Davos and everybody again, and Littlefinger probably talking about everything before he heads south. So I think he maybe offered that, but he's going to be like, all right, I ain't got time for this shit right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to go get Dany, and that's when they kind of get together and fall in love, or whatever happens. I think they're heading that direction, honestly. So I mean, it could be brought up that way, but I think somebody will probably say, hey, marry my daughter, the Karstarks, or whatever.
Right.
Stephen Hart, Q&A from Super Chat. Thank you, Stephen. Aegon had his wives. Dany has no one to tame 2 dragons. In the heat of battle, what are the chances they go apeshit and burn guys on the wrong side? Always a possibility.
Easily
but we
could
did
happen.
see from Daznak's Pit in season 5, they did know who the enemies kind of were, even though there was like one Unsullied or 2 that got burnt kind of by accident, I think. But Tyrion actually brought that up specifically last year, that they're smart enough to know who their enemies are, and he went down and fed them, and then he told Varys to punch him in the face next time he had an idea like that.
Hilarious.
So I think that kind of answered the question about how intelligent they are, but then again, you got to question, was it because Tyrion has Valyrian blood, and I know that drives
And like
the
Stephen's
thing.
saying, in the heat of the battle,
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Obviously there's going to be some people accidentally burnt if they're near anybody else. All right, let's see.
You don't want to be on the front lines.
We are at 2 hours and 36 minutes. I know you have to work, so do you want to take another break and do another session?
Yeah, let's do
You
another
wanna do
good
that
one.
now?
Let's do another good one.
All right, so I think we're good. Let me double check Streamlabs really quick. I think we're caught up there with Cassie's there and Super Chats.
I'm going to look in the mirror. I got to see what this sickness is.
Yeah, somebody said you don't look sick, man. Hey, there's a Game of Theories. Wait a minute, Game of Theories Q&A. Chris, how you doing, brother? My question is, do you think Varys is definitely now a loyal follower of Daenerys, or is he just still surviving?
Definitely.
So this is Game of Theories, man. Good to see you, man. People have been telling me about your videos. Yeah, I'll definitely check some of those out. Thanks for joining us, man. I think Varys actually is a loyal follower. I think he's been that way from the beginning. I can't see that they would set up season 1.
Right.
You hear Arya and Valyrian Skull listening to Varys and them all about this Targaryen restoration, and then for him just to stab her in the back.
Right. He could let her get poisoned.
Yeah, absolutely. He could have been absolutely let her get killed, and many times over in Essos, but there were never really hired knives. That was kind of a Viserys bullshit in Dany. There was never hired knives. But then he could have had her killed. So I definitely think he's loyal, and I think he honestly believes that's the best thing for the realm. So I don't think there's any personal motivations there, other than possibly in the books being a Blackfire that's a little different conversation. But I do think he believes it's the best for the realm. So I don't see him betraying her.
But he's still surviving. He's on the winning team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. And he will play. He will be political for sure. Let's see. Daniel Green, super chat. Thank you, Daniel. Is Gendry legit? The books describe the child of Rob Cersei lost looked just like Rob. We really don't know that child really died, do we? We really don't. But they also tell us, Daniel, that she didn't have that child in the book. She drank moon tea.
Right.
So we really don't know if that happened or not.
A lot of people are wondering what you're wondering, though, Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just kind of unanswered. Gendry, in the show, they kind of say, I remember she had blonde hair and sang to me. And then, of course, in the show, Cersei tells the story to Catelyn, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Duh, that's it makes sense. It does make sense. But you also have some other bastards in the books that are not, that we know are bastards as far as in the Stormland. So, we'll see. I mean, I could see it. I think it'd be cool, but I don't think in this story it matters. I think that's kind of the Jon Snow thing. Is like it doesn't matter. Even he probably is not a bastard. They probably got married, perhaps at the Isle of Faces.
Right.
But I would think that Gendry will still be raised Lord of the Stormlands regardless, because he is his son, and he's going to kind of accept that. And Dany's going to say, "I need this political alliance. You are now." Lord.
Right.
So I think in the end it really doesn't matter. So thank you, Daniel. And we also have a Scott Miller.
Thank you.
Scott Miller, thank you. Without the wall, what do you think the best reason of Westeros for Jon and Dany to make their stand against the White Walkers?
The neck.
Thank you. The neck. It only makes sense from a perspective of tactics.
Right. It does.
If you look at the map, you look at the neck, that area, it makes perfect sense to choke them as much as possible, but I don't know if it's going to do a lot of good. And that kind of goes into the Isle of Faces. Once they get there, there's a little island in the middle. We'll see if the water matters, as far as that goes.
Before we go on break, I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
All right, Night King. All right, he saw Brandon a vision. We know he has green sight and everything.
We think. Well, we're not,
because of that.
Because it was in the same vision,
Yeah,
exactly.
All right. Has he done any green sight scouting of the terrain that he's getting ready to go conquer?
Yeah,
or does the magic keep his green sight?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I mean, it depends on, if he's was a first man, obviously. Like, oh, here goes. If you guys got beer,
good night, Carol Brown.
Proto Stark.
Thank you so much. Proto Stark.
I know that's a
drink up
drinking game on his channel. Chris said Proto Stark twice now. If he is a PS, then does he remember a lot about that area of the north before he was turned?
Yeah, before he was turned.
So yeah, if he can do that though,
my bet would be yes. Yeah.
Yeah, if he could do that in Bran's vision, I mean, who says he can't check out everything else and know exactly? I think he knows where he's going. I mean, we've said in Dragon Part 4 where we think he's headed, so he probably knows how to get there.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, as a man, he probably was up and down all the time.
Good point. Really good point.
All right. So we'll come back in. I saw a couple catch up, but we'll catch up in just a couple minutes. So we'll take a quick break.
Did you see Carol saying goodnight?
I didn't. Carol, you're out?
Yeah, she has to get up early, she said.
Okay. Thank you, Carol, so much for hanging out. Thank you for moderating. Appreciate the help, and good night. Glad you got to stop
Sleep tight, Carol.
All right. Yeah, go to bed. Lala's got it, she said, Carol. All right, we'll be right back, and give us just a couple minutes, and we'll be right back and do one more session. All right. We are back, and I
We are
know
back.
we had a couple super chats and stuff. But really quick, let me thank a couple people. I saw some emails come in. Thank you to Marlene. Is that Galoff for a PayPal donation? Thank you very much. New Patreon Bo. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Also, new Patreon Guillermo, I believe, Garcia. Thank you very much. And yeah, so that's it. Just want to thank you guys. A couple new Patreons and a couple new PayPal donations for Con of Thrones.
And thank you for the new subscribers on my channel, Dust on the Throne.
Oh yeah. A lot of subscribers, and you gotta get a video out now. That's
Yes.
no pressure.
I'm ready.
Let's see. See where somebody was asking about Super Chat. I believe, was it Cassie? Was that it? Cassie RN. Cassie, I'm not sure. You were asking about Super Chat. If you look right below the live chat box where you're typing now, there should be a $sign.
That's it.
You just click that $sign, and then it will ask you to enter like a card number and then your question, and depending on the amount you whatever, it'll change the color, and we'll be able to see that. So real quick, let me check Streamlabs. I thought I saw something before.
You know what we haven't seen tonight?
Oh, thank you, Cassie. You did donate through Streamlabs.
Oh,
thank
thanks.
you. Y'all are my favorite. Appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, we haven't seen tonight comments saying, I can only hear it in my left ear.
That's right.
We fixed that problem. Thank goodness.
Yeah, fixed the problem. I hadn't even ordered the new mic yet because I'm waiting to get kind of Thrones done before I order new stuff. But so this is the same mic. We just changed the positioning a little bit and checked everything, and it seemed to be working. So a lot of people were complaining about the
If you see me posting my email address, guys, that's just for ideas for my channel. I want to be a channel for all of you guys. So
yeah. All right, let's see.
Face.
I think I saw a couple super
Yes.
chats right before we went to break. Okay. So we got to Scott, right? Scott Miller, The Wall, yes.
Angel Lover, yeah, right there.
Okay. Angel Lover 02171, thank you for the super chat. Could Sweet Robin be a warg? Remember House Aaron used to be about to fly on the backs of giant eagles? Oh yes. Also, do you watch Preston Jacobs videos on YouTube? I have seen some of Preston's videos. I think a lot of people think we all watch each other's channels. We really don't have time. I do watch when I can, but yeah, I have seen Preston's. I enjoy
Yes.
very well thought out stuff. He knows his book stuff front to back. But
Absolutely.
I don't agree with a lot of it, but I think they're great videos. And so I have seen those. Hadn't seen any in a while, but. Could Sweet Robin be a warg? I wouldn't think so. I think the thing with Sweet Robin in the Vale is his throne is weirwood.
Right.
So if his throne is weirwood, then it's also made half of the door at the House of Black and White, and that could potentially be where Sweet Robin gets some ideas thrown in his head.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the Puppet Master. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
think about that
From
for a
the
second.
Puppet Master.
Also, Face, thank you for the super chat. Hi guys, your channel is my second favorite. Rawrest, I wanted to ask. Rawrest is your first, I guess you're saying. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you think Sansa is now Lord of the Dreadfort? Essentially, they are Lord of the Dreadfort, and hopefully they'll give that to Tormund and the Wildlings.
You've been saying that. I hope so too.
I think they'll kind of forgive the Karstarks and the not the Boltons, but the Umbers. And I would hope that the Dreadfort goes to those guys. They definitely deserve it. So I'm glad I'm your second favorite channel, though. Let's see here. Okay, Mike's talking about other channels and stuff. I thought, oops, I'm clicking the wrong thing again.
Plain X Madness says, have you ever played Telltale Game of Thrones?
I have not, believe it or not. I've been wanting to forever and never got around to it. I was actually going to stream that on my gaming channel, and I was doing Dead by Daylight. Now I'm playing Friday the 13th, which I hadn't had a lot of time to do either. Yeah, I never got around to it. and I know they're still coming out as far as I guess new chapters or whatever. But I've seen a few people play it, but I've never played it. I figured
Is it something
that's
I could
actually,
play?
huh?
Is it something I could play? Or
Yeah, it's just decisions.
I'll check it
You're
out.
walking through. Let me ask you this, speaking of that, out of curiosity, just out of people here, and I know there's a lot of people that are already dropped off for tonight. Would that be something you would be interested in me doing on this channel, even though it's a video game, being in Game of Thrones? Would you like to see that for like a stream, for example,
Yeah,
or
I like to see the
videos or whatever,
decisions
where I could like stream it live and you guys, make the decisions or help or whatever? That'd be kind of cool.
A lot of
So yeah, if you let me know,
interaction.
send me a message or whatever, or you can say it in here or whatever. If you'd like to see something like that, that'd be kind of cool and kind of change things up a little bit. Even though I do have a gaming channel separately, but it's just not paid attention to, just like the vlog channel either.
Lala gig.
Lala here, this one. Lala, thank you so much, and I know you just said
Thank
you were
you.
heading out in a few, but thanks for helping out. But a question from Colin Gallant. QA, if Dany meets Gendry, how do you see Dany reacting to his father single-handedly destroyed her family? Also, I would love to have you both signing a shirt, no lie, you're the reason I got.
Wow.
Cool. Thank you, Colin. Yeah, I think Dany will actually. I don't think she would be like hostile towards Gendry at all. I don't. There's no reason for her to be, because Gendry had nothing to do with his dad. I mean, you could. I could see her getting temporarily like, all right, you're the offspring of the usurper, but she knows her father. She knows who he was and how he was. That necessarily won't mean. I guess she wouldn't really forgive Robert Baratheon necessarily, but Gendry didn't have anything to do with that, and she'll in fact use Gendry, not use him, but offer him lordship of Storm's End and House Baratheon to kind of get that family back in the fold.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a mutually beneficial thing.
There's Colin's actual question. Says, you're the reason I got into GOT. And
Oh.
You're the reason I got into GOT. So if we ever sign one, you put yours really big, and I'll be the sidekick, the little signature beside it.
I've never
Or
signed
below
anything.
it.
That's crazy.
No, you've signed some poker certificates. I've seen that.
Well, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Thank you, Lala.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Have a good one.
So much.
Let's see. I thought I saw. Mike says, super chat, best channel on
Thanks,
YouTube.
Mike.
Yes, do video games. All right. Well,
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, I do have a gaming channel too, by the way. It's just a small thing on the side when I have time. And I think the last video I did was either 2K or real life basketball, and then I did a lot of Dead by Daylight streams and videos as well. So
I've been
I may
watching
be
you
doing
play a kick-ass game lately.
I may be doing Friday 13th on there pretty soon.
That thing scares the hell out of
Finally
me.
working. So Friday 13th it just came out. I enjoy. And I'm not a huge horror fan. I mean, I like the classic stuff like Friday 13th, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But the game's just cool. I just love match-based games like that. Let's see. Also, a super chat from Ella again. Thank you, Ella. Q&A: would John actually marry/sleep with Dany if he knew she was his aunt? His reaction he found out after the fact. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's kind of the idea, is that all happens and then he finds out.
Yeah.
Or they find out.
Because once he finds out, his mind's going to be such a mess.
Yes, it's going to be difficult at first. He's going to be pissed off about the whole Ned thing and the lies, but he's going to realize what it was for, and it's going to be hard to cope with for a while. So I would think he would. That may be part of the bitter thing, this love story that has the end, or not necessarily even in a sacrifice for the end game, but just because they're related. So it might not be up his thing. But then again, you never know in this world. I mean, they prepared us for that with Twincest. Let's see. Streamlabs. Let me double check that. All right, good there. Okay. James, answer Amanda's questions, please, says Kara.
Oh, Lord, let's see.
Amanda Stewart, I guess you're talking about?
And somebody says, Deborah says, Amanda, that's a good question.
I don't see it. Amanda Brooking, Q&A. All the women in Westeros. Okay. I guess this is it. Amanda Brooking. All the women in Westeros, and you can choose any. Who would you take as a wife? As a wife, man. No pressure there. Man,
all
wife
of them,
material.
All of them. Now we said I picked Cersei for my mom and caught some grief. But I'm gonna pick as a wife.
Man, that's hard. I don't know. Yeah, not just
Sansa Stark.
Not just. No.
I'm serious, man.
No, man, no.
I've got the hots for Sansa.
I couldn't stand her. We just had that argument on the podcast. No, I don't hate her. You know what I mean? She's my least lovable Stark. James would take the whole
Marjorie's
brothel.
dead.
Yeah, Tarzan says Yeager. See, I'm leaning toward, with wife material, I'm thinking Yeager too.
I know.
Not. I don't know, because you got Melisandre, you got Kimvara. I don't know. I don't know if you don't want no magic tricks up in the house.
Right.
For wife material. So Yeager, yeah, she's pretty straightforward. She's a cool cat. She's and gorgeous. So I don't know, man. That's hard. So Artsy Girl says you're blushing. Atsy Girl, I'm sorry. I don't see you blushing, by the way.
I do. They nail it. Every time they say it, it's true. And it's crazy. Because I'm looking at the...
Yes, Kara Yeager would have your back, exactly. She's more wife material than the other ones.
I would turn Sansa.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Let's see here. Another super chat from A. Hester 5638. Will we get Winds of Winter by the end of 2017? Nope. Not now. I've been saying I was hoping around Christmas, but if he hasn't already turned in the manuscript, it's almost too late. Because it's going to take 6 months for them to print the damn thing. So it's possible if he turns it in very, very soon, but as far as we know, he's still working on it, whatever that really means. So my bet would be no. I was a little more optimistic a few months ago, but still. Bill's Awas, I like her booby magic. I'm not sure which. Let's see here. Okay, I guess they're having their own conversation about Missandei and Melisandre.
Oh,
Missandei,
yeah.
Missandei now. Yes.
Good one.
Yes, she's gorgeous and smart, intelligent, speaks all those languages. Yeah, she's one of those too. Somebody's buffering. If you're buffering, just refresh. We are good here. No internet issues, no dropping frames. So if anybody's buffering, just refresh the page. I can check really quick just in case. I don't think we're having any issues. Just let me double check really quick. Sorry guys, make sure we're good, but I don't think we're... Well, there's a couple frames being dropped, but not much. Although we might have, it looks like it's getting worse a little bit, but not bad.
Shit, there ain't nothing wrong with Gilly.
No.
As far as wife material, you know.
All right, internet's good. At least that is right now. Sorry guys, just checking this really quick. People were saying we're buffering. If we're buffering, just refresh the page and come back in and see if that helps. I mean, there's a couple frames here and there being dropped, but nothing major. And our upload is a little slower than usual, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's not. Okay, so anyway. Let's see. Janine getting buffering, it's tolerable. Okay, so a few people are buffering, and I kind of see it sticking there. So yeah, hopefully it catches up here. I do see a few frames being dropped now, but it's still not anything like it, or it shut it down. It won't look like. Okay, we'll just hope it gets better there. All right.
With the storms we've had
Sam
here.
Flanagan says, yeah, that's true. Good. We did have some storms today for sure. Well, last few days. Sam Flanagan, I think the book release will be announced at the con. Yeah, that's a good point. It could very well be. I just don't know how big this con is going to be as far as, and Martin's certainly not going to be there that I'm aware of. That would be a cool surprise though. Let's see. I thought I just saw. Okay, Mew says it's good now. Amanda says play Friday 13th. You know I'm in. Yeah, she loved Dead by Daylight. So and actually there was some updates on that too that I played a couple of days ago just to check out.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still going and just had a new DLC downloadable patch. Let's see. I think I saw a Denny D. Thank you, Denny D. Super chat. Did you hear about the 2 scenes that were leaked on Watchers on the Wall? No, I have not looked at any leaks. I did see there was an article at Watchers on the Wall posted, but I did not read it. So I don't know of any scenes.
I did. It was about John losing a foot. Oh, kidding, guys. Kidding. Sorry.
As soon as you said that, I knew it, man.
I can't get you
Yeah,
anymore.
we got spoilers. You heard it here first. No, plot leaks and spoilers. No, I didn't read. I did see they posted an article, but then I didn't actually read the article. Star Wars fan, shit, 3 hours late. Well, damn, we're still here. We're not going too much longer. It's what, 1 o'clock, 1:03. So we'll get out of here in, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, what do we? Is that? Oh, Paula. Okay.
I hear you, Paula.
Yeah, you tell them, Paula. Yeah, I'll let y'all read that.
Hot damn.
Get in all that mess. Good Lord. Anyway, I just saw a super chat from. Is that the Irks? Is that one Irks or the Irks? I don't know. There's a 1 there. But thank you so much. There's not a question there though. So if you meant to have a question, please retype it.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's on purpose. Sometimes it is, but if you make sure you type the question before you click like submit or whatever in super chat. Otherwise, if you pick the money and then click submit, forget the question, it's just going to come up blank. So thank you, the Irks. But if you have a question, see if you can retype that if you don't mind. Oh, great job. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right.
Thanks so much.
Nicholas, is that? Well, let me pause it, or I keep saying pause all the time. Nicholas Gillespie, do you think we'll ever see Castle Rock or Highgarden before the show ends? Yes, we will see Castle Rock. Matter of fact, if you look at the trailer again, you'll see Castle Rock in that trailer. It could be Lannisport, but I'm 99% sure that's Castle Rock. And we will definitely see Highgarden.
Did Deborah meet Hodor? I hate to jump in y'all's conversations, but that's pretty interesting.
What's that? What
Deborah Breedlove. I'm wondering who she. I guess she met Hodor, the actor.
Oh, like the DJ. What's it? I forgot his name.
So it was so nice. He signed a book for me and my little Hodor pop figure. I don't know who she met. I didn't see that conversation, but that's cool.
See Mike saying Fraggle Rock is better. God, Fraggle Rock was an awesome show, man.
So
I've always wanted, and I always
cool.
wanted to eat plastic after that.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all remember Fraggle Rock, and some of you older folks might, but yes, DJ Hodor. Kiernan, is it Kiernan or something like that? I don't know. Kirsten, I forgot his name. Let's see, Nicholas Hoff, Q&A. Does Bran know that it was Jaime who pushed him out the window at this point? If that's the case, that will be a really interesting meeting between the two of them.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, we've mentioned that before.
I wonder too, man.
I think he can find out obviously anything now.
Had to be one of the first things he wanted to find out, wouldn't you think?
I would think so, but
even though he knows all the shit that's going on,
right.
Curiosity.
Yeah, so I think he will know, and we talked about this before. I don't necessarily think he'll have this big vendetta though, or big like try to punish him or get revenge on him. I don't see that coming from Bran only now because it kind of had to happen, yeah. Because if he wouldn't have went out the window, even though that wasn't directly from Bloodraven or anything like that, because he wouldn't have known. I don't think it could have been directly a result of him, but the climbing could have. I don't know.
Shout out to John Taylor. Thanks for watching, John.
John Taylor. Can I get it? Yes, you can. Let's see. I just saw. Damn, I just lost it somewhere. I saw a question.
Amanda Stewart named her dog Sprocket after watching the show.
Oh, yeah,
that's cool.
Now I got to go watch Fraggle Rock again. I got to download it or something. That was on HBO. Was that HBO? That was HBO. That was like the first HBO show that I watched. Let's see.
There's your YouTube channel.
It's Fraggle Rock. We're gonna do Fraggle Rock reviews. Hell yeah! Then you had the damn little the big dudes, the giants out back. That was,
yeah,
awesome. And they came up through his wheel. Let's see here. Okay, I had a question somewhere, but I lost it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Tarzan says yes, HBO.
Yeah, I thought so. That was back in.
What about Cinemax Friday After Dark? Do you remember that?
Yes. yeah, sure, yeah. I didn't have Cinemax. I had lines on the TV screen. I tried to peek.
You still knew all about it. Though,
You damn
you
right.
could see shit through those blurred lines.
That's right. You tried to see shit through those blurry lines.
It's Friday After Dark.
Okay, Tarzan's got a question for you from somebody. Q&A Ace. I guess it's from Ace, or is that? I guess Q&A. What do you think about the theory that the Blood Raven is not the three-eyed crow, James?
I don't think anything about that theory.
Yeah, a good answer.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's
now Bran is.
It's basically confirmed for us. You know, he disappeared and went beyond the wall looking for the children and got found, obviously. And then when Bran finds him, he says, "I'm here. I've been watching you with 1,000 eyes and one."
Basically, here's the thing.
So you know he's Brendan Rivers.
It's obvious when somebody watches this show who the brains is and who's not. They're just keeping me in check. They're like, "How dumb is this son of a bitch? Can I fool him with the theory about Blood Raven not being a three-eyed raven?"
Yeah, no. Let's see. Trevor Crimsley says, Q&A, do you think John and Danny will fall in love when they meet? I do think they will. I think they're going that route. I think that's kind of where they're headed. Dane Joy, right? Dane Joy 7. Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, one more try before I head out. Q&A, Chris, whose POV are you looking forward to James reading the most?
Good question.
Thank you, Dan. Is that Danny Joy? I'm sorry. I get. Hopefully, we've been missing her questions all night. Apparently.
Oh hell. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know. In the books,
I know you got some favorites.
Well, I mean, you know, you read the first one. Did you finish the first one?
No, not quite.
I don't think you've quite finished Game of Thrones. I don't know, because it's all so important.
I'll tell you what I'm interested in is getting caught up on some of the shit you've talked about, like Lady Stoneheart.
Yes, that's true.
The Brotherhood Without Banners, you know, how they have such a big role.
I kind of want you, I think, like Ariane chapters would be cool.
Really?
Dorne. Yeah, you'll like.
Cool.
That'll be a little later, but yeah, the Dornish stuff that you completely missed from the show.
Damn. And
seeing Ariane and her, because she has POV, she actually has some releases from Winds of Winter. They're really cool. That's a whole nother dynamic going on there. You would like that, because you saw. That'll be interesting because you've seen the show version of Dorne, which is basically non-existent.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see. Oh, I see what you're talking about now when you read that part. All right. Let's see.
I can't wait to tell you what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Another super chat from is that Cristobal or Cristobal? I don't know if Oma.
Right.
Thank you, Cristobal, but I don't see a question. So if you had a question, please retype that.
Yeah, but we surely appreciate it.
See if Tarzan Trial by Trivia can grab that. I think he's left in here. Ever Curious says at James Daily Sports Trivia, you should review chapters on your channel. Well, you.
Oh, okay.
You
so you might have missed that. Yeah. You might have missed out at the very beginning. That's what I was saying. I gave out my email address like 3 times. I'll do it again. My channel right now, you know, it says if you go check it out, it says Man's Journey Begins, and I'm finally going to read these books. And I'm going to do like a chapter by chapter synopsis, you know, maybe one video a week. I like to get in more, you know, but with a job and with, you know, Mr. Brains over here as far as editing, he's so busy doing other stuff right now. You know, I'll try to get them out as quick as I can, and the better I get at editing, the faster I'll get them out, because I can easily read a couple chapters.
Tarzan, you're saying whose question? We had a super chat from Cristobal. Is that Cristobal or Chris? I don't want to mispronounce.
Oh, okay.
But there's no. I don't know if he or she meant to have a question, but it's just if they did, I want to make sure that was good because there was a super chat. Hello, Joaquin. How you doing? Let's see. Let me double check. All right, we'll give ourselves another 10 minutes ish.
Yeah.
Or so. I think we're. Where am I at here? Yeah, we're getting, because we usually go about 3 hours and 20 minutes, something like that, close to it. All right. Stewie Griffin.
Love you, Stewie.
Q&A. You want to read it in his voice?
I wish I could.
Q&A.
Will Jon kill the Night King?
Would Jon kill the Night King and become the new Night King to lead the White Walkers back north to wall save Westeros? You know, Stewie, I know that's really popular. I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be a need. It's either going to be there's a pact of some sort to repeat, which I'm not quite buying as much now, or he's just wiped out and humanity has a chance because they decide to start changing shit.
Right.
So I don't think that fits. Now, I mean, because, like, my thing is, like, the Night King is, I'm sure if he's going to be a White Walker and he doesn't want his humanity back, which is one of our guesses in Dragon Raised by Wolves, why don't he want to give up being the Night King? And in the books, there is no de facto leader yet. We may meet one in the Winds of Winter. We might meet the Night King or whatever they call him in the books,
right?
The Great Other. But I don't think he needs Jon to do anything. Now, he could kill him and then, like, become their leader, like what you're saying, and lead them back to the wall. But what makes that work? How do we know that even happens?
Yeah.
If he kills the Night King, how do we know the other ones don't all drop dead?
Right.
You know, we just don't know how their society works. You know,
we really don't.
If that's the case, you would think that maybe another White Walker who's getting tired of following him around just tries to kill him and take over. Maybe that's happened or tried to. Maybe somebody's tried it, but we just don't have enough information.
And I totally believe that when he does die,
him being the first,
then the whites will drop. All the other White Walkers will possibly turn back into humans, go reunite and have a big Craster reunion. I don't know.
Could be Craster reunion. Let's see. Let me double check Streamlabs. All right, we'll grab a couple more here. We got about 5 minutes or so. Let's see. Okay, Stargirl has something here. 327 Stargirl, Jen Lamb, I guess from Jen Lamb, Q&A. Do you think Varys is a secret Targaryen? That's why he shaves his head. I think it's a possibility.
Yeah,
I think he's a Blackfire from the books more so than a Targaryen. And I thought, okay, the shaved head thing, that makes sense being where he is in King's Landing. But there's a lot of people in the books with shaved heads too. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that would be a good reason. So yeah, I mean, I think there's something possibly to the Blackfire thing in the books at least. The show, they may just stay away from that altogether. They could make him a Targaryen in the show, I suppose. But I don't know if we'll get that reveal or not, because the whole root and stem, is that another drinking game term now?
It could be.
Root and stem, drink up. You know, they could make it a Targaryen thing in the book where he reveals later Dany or something that, look, this is why I helped you out ever since you were born, you know, and got your ass over here, basically. Let's see. MLV says, what do you think of the books written from a POV? That's what I love about them. That's what's so great about this books and that POV style is you get to get inside people's heads.
And like you told me, you said you get to see the same scenario from different people's point of view or whatever. You know?
Yes, and their stories will be slightly different based off of them. And you can infer things because you get an idea of what they're already thinking about when they speak. So, for example, there is early on, you know, there's a Catelyn chapter about Jon, or about, you know, it's about Ashara Dane and Jon's mother. Mm-hmm. And people say, well, she went and asked Ned something about Ashara Dane, and Ned snapped back, never asked me about Jon. Okay, yeah, from a surface level, you would think, oh, look at there.
Yeah.
She never mentioned Jon. But yes, she did, because she was already thinking about, from her perspective, who is Jon's mother. There's been rumors that it's Ashara Dane around Winterfell.
Right.
Then she asked, and it doesn't say what she said. It just says she got the balls, basically, to ask him one day. So you don't get to know exactly what she said.
I see what you're saying.
And then he says, never asked me about Jon, when it was already in her head, and they were already having the conversation about his parents.
That's really cool.
So that's what I mean about the POV and why they're important to pay attention to stuff like that as far as theories go.
Molly Crew wrote a book, and it's like that from each band member's point of view, so you get the same story from different points of view, and it's awesome.
Tarzan, we just had that one from Jen Lamb. We just grabbed that one about the Varys being a Targaryen thing.
Whoa. Paula? Is that?
Yeah, Ember's on fire.
Oh, yeah. Paula, You said James tie-dye smoking jacket, and you reading to us the chapters on your channel. I swear I thought about that.
We talked about like a set looking thing
Yes.
with the lamp and everything. And you're in the damn
maybe
chair.
like a lava lamp and me freaking reading it. You know, that would be really cool.
Yeah, like Thug Notes. The style.
Be like
with the books
fireside chat with the
the classic bookshelf beside you, and the reading lamp, and the cigar, and I can see it, man. Tie-dyed robe, tie-dyed smoking robe. That's awesome.
So do that.
Oh, let's see here. All right, I think I just saw a super chat from Roger Pitts. Thank you, Roger. Hadn't seen you tonight. One name each. Who was your first choice to die this season? Great show, guys. One name, first choice.
Littlefinger.
See, that was gonna be mine.
I'm sorry.
You took mine.
I really don't wish anybody to die, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say Littlefinger. I'll just name another one just for fun. Well, Sweet Robin. Sweet Robin.
Yeah.
That'd be fine with me.
And I've said a bunch too that I really do like Littlefinger's character.
I agree. I like him. I love to hate Littlefinger.
Yes.
I do like Littlefinger as a villain. Robin, I'm sorry.
You've never liked him.
I've never liked him.
Ever.
No, I can't stand the brat thing, man. All right. We got like a minute left. Let me double check Streamlabs. We got just a couple minutes left here. We're still good there. All right, so let's get a couple more and then we'll get out of here. I'm trying to think if there's anything I wanted to mention before we wrap it up, but I think I did say some stuff earlier, but there might have been a different group of people. What you laughing at? You see something?
Randy Snow, James in a tie-dye ascot, smoking a pipe, reading Got by the fire. That's awesome. You guys
Ever Curious. This is pretty good here. Ever Curious Q&A. Is Dragonstone in Westeros? Why do they call King's Landing that? Because that's where Aegon landed in Westeros. They had already been on Dragonstone for a while, so is Dragonstone in Westeros? Well, yeah, I mean, technically it's an island. They were there as a family before they decided to conquer.
Okay.
But when he first left Dragonstone and technically touched the mainland, that's where he landed, therefore King's Landing.
Okay.
So Dragonstone was their home and everything. So technically, being an island, it is part of them, I guess, in that country, but he made it that country. If that makes sense.
It does.
So yeah, that's a good question. People may not know that that don't watch read the books and stuff and the backstory. That is King's Landing. That's why it's called King's Landing in the Crown Lands, because that's where Aegon landed. Aegon the Conqueror, and Dany's ancestor. Let's see. Tarzan said, "You want to say something? How awesome it was working with Tarzan on the side effect, Chris." Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. All right, so I guess we'll wrap it up. I was going to say that again, though, Tarzan, about, check out Trial by Trivia 2.
Yeah.
Check out the Side Effect podcast. That is, again, me, Tarzan from Trial by Trivia, Val from McCullough's Geek, Kevin from the Bat Productions, and Rorist. We are doing this weekly now, and I think we did this week. It's out now. It was out yesterday. It was all about Game of Thrones Season 7 and the trailer and a big Sansa argument that somehow came up. So that's out now. So check that out. Tarzan, do you have that link? You can post that in there for people if you want really quick to the channel. But it's also available on SoundCloud as well, iTunes, and Google Play. So just search for The Side Effect or The Side Effect Podcast and you'll find it there. And if you like it on those, give it a rating. You can rate it if you enjoy it. Otherwise, it is available on YouTube, and on YouTube it is segmented. So if you don't like, for example, Marvel stuff, you can watch Game of Thrones and vice versa.
Bob Brunn. That was my exact answer I was going to say when Chris stopped talking.
Uh-oh. What? Did I miss another conversation?
It's another funny thing.
All right. So, yeah, I think that's everything. Let me make sure we're caught up here. I don't want to miss anybody's super chats or anything.
Yeah.
All right, so Streamlabs is good, and I think Roger was the last one.
I think so.
All right, guys, that'll do it. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you're watching this as a video, once this gets posted, this will take probably 3 or 4 hours. Otherwise, you'll see the last 2 hours. It'll cut off the first hour.
Hold on. Denny D. Don't want that to happen. Says, not using Super Chat anymore. Screen froze when you were answering my question. Story of my life. Good night, guys.
Oh,
hang on,
yeah,
Danny. We
yeah,
can go
Danny,
back and check it
yeah.
out real quick.
Yeah, what is the screen froze when you were
answering his
Oh,
Super
we were
Chat
actually
question.
answered it. Yeah, just type it again right there in the chat.
Well, no, he said it was Super Chat, so it'd be over
yeah,
here.
okay. Well, let me find it. Denny.
There it is.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, Denny. Yes. The question was, did you hear about the 2 scenes that were leaked on Watch It on the Wall? What I was saying was, I saw that Watch It on the Wall posted that, but I didn't actually read the article.
Right.
And you didn't actually tell me.
No,
you
no.
were joking.
I was joking.
He made a joke about John losing a foot next year. If he loses a damn foot,
I know. I jinxed him.
I'm telling you, he's going.
I was just trying to make a joke.
Something bad's going to happen. But yeah. So yeah, Denny. That we. Sorry about that. We must have broke up on you. But yeah. I didn't read it, and so I don't know about any new scenes. But I did see there was an article. So
we definitely try to avoid those.
Yeah, anything that straight up tells me what's going to happen, like leaks, I'll avoid. Now, if you give me a picture, I don't mind looking at that because I can guess from that and kind of figure out what's going on. Mike Bushnell, $2 super chat. Just sending these and they can't leave.
That's funny.
No, Mike, it's only $2. We can leave. I'm just kidding, man. I appreciate anything. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
If it's 25 damn cents. Appreciate it, though, Mike. But hey, that is a smart way to do it, no. Because I'm OCD about it. I wouldn't want to like have to do, find one from next week.
This is awesome.
All right, guys. All right.
Such a cool community. Every Sunday night, man.
I love these. And believe me, we'd still be here doing this without Super Chats and all that. Remember, we came into this, 6 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
And we didn't even know Super Chat existed.
No, this was such a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, cool. That works too. And that'll help with Con of Thrones. So, anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Appreciate all the questions and hanging out. And I'm sorry if we didn't get to your question. Usually we have around 600 people. And so they fly by. It's hard to catch them all. But again, check out the Side Effect Podcast. I will have a new video up. It's actually already up. I just have to, get it titled and tagged and all that. I'm not going to be able to monetize it because it is a song that I use, but I knew they would tag it. But it's more of a hype video. So anyway, that will be published. I guess it's 125 here. I may go ahead and publish it or something. Or if not, it'll be tomorrow. And let's see.
We'll get you hype.
I hope so. That's the goal anyway. It was fun doing it. So anyway, that, and I have another video in mind, and then I have to start getting back on the foreshadowing stuff, unless there's another trailer drop. And then there's another podcast this week. So this week's been kind of slow and behind a few days, but we'll get back on track. And any other thoughts that pop in my head, or if you have any other thoughts for good like theory ideas and stuff, let me know. Send me an email or whatever, and I'll take a look. So. And Polite says posted. Okay, I'll do it. I'll get off here and make it live. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all your questions and all your donations and all that stuff. You have no idea how it helps. Be sure to share the channel, and sharing's huge. It's better than likes and comments on videos because it gets more people engaged and helps the channel grow faster. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for everybody for hanging out, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Absolutely. Good night, guys.